Aggression!
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Episode 7 of Ruthless Recap. I'm your host, Trent. I am joined by the Yokozuna to my Owen Hart, Damon.
Hey, everybody.
And the excellence of execution, because we have a Hart family theme for some reason. Dean, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. I'm actually glad to talk about this episode, or I'll talk about this pay-per-view today.
I mean, bro, here it is, the first real pay-per-view of Ruthless Recap, SummerSlam 2002. I'm pretty pumped about this. I imagine you guys are as well.
Definitely. This is actually, I don't want to give too much away, but this is a pretty good show, I'd say. Overall, anyway.
Yeah, all in all, pretty good show.
Pretty good, pretty entertaining. I always get hyped when you like see the build to a show.
Oh, yeah.
So that helped a lot.
I know your every move. I've heard your every word. I know you well. And I've got nothing left to prove. Your threats I find absurd. I am your hell.
This is August 25th, 2002 in Long Island, New York. And just kind of like I did on the very first episode, I'll do this for each pay-per-view, kind of just give you guys a feel for the time, some of the stuff that was going on in the world. So what movies do you guys think were in theaters in late August of 2002?
Ooh, you got specific there. Okay.
I think the idea is like movies that came around right as SummerSlam was.
So movies that came out about a week or two before SummerSlam.
Ooh, I couldn't tell you that. I don't have a strong recollection of 2002 films. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, same here. I got nothing.
That's because they weren't very good.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, so like, if you had said like 2004, I could have named some stuff. But like 2002, like,
Yeah,
All right,
give it a couple years.
At this moment, we had Cowboy Bebop the movie, which I didn't know was the thing.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Okay.
This one I think will all hit a little different. Spy Kids 2, The Island of Lost Dreams had just come out.
Oh.
You know, mixed bag. I feel like I might have a different opinion of it if I watched it today, but
Is that the one with like the weird like? I'm trying to think how to explain it. Like, there were these characters that were like, if you beat them up, they kind of like exploded into like pixels and stuff.
No,
Oh,
I think you're thinking of the third one.
That's the third one. Oh shit! Okay.
The third one was like in 3D,
And a
and like they
video
were in like a
game.
video game world.
Oh, okay, yeah. Spy Kids 3D.
The second one, like they were on this island with like a bunch of monsters, and
Oh, I
Like-
don't remember that.
it was that quote people always say about how like God stays in heaven because he
Oh,
fears his own
yeah.
creation. Yeah, that
You
one.
really do, bro. Master of Disguise. Y'all know Master of Disguise?
Ooh.
The movie with the Turtle Club.
Yeah. Oh man, our governor kind of looks like him. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, you know what? I can totally see it.
Oh, on God, on
Yeah.
everything.
I admit I never actually saw it. I just remember the previews.
I
Like, 'cause
think
they spammed the hell out of those previews.
it's known as like one of the worst movies.
Damn.
Like,
Okay.
ever.
Well, I guess I didn't miss anything.
Yeah, and The Adventures of Pluto Nash, starring Eddie Murphy.
One of the biggest box office bombs of all time.
Yeah, dude, they were doing great right around now in the box office.
Funny
Nash-
enough, I actually didn't even like when that movie came out. I didn't even know it came out.
Bro, it was 2002. I don't remember any of this.
That's fair. But like I remember seeing previews for Master Disguise. I saw Spy Kids 2 in theaters. I don't remember Pluto Nash at all. Like I don't remember seeing anything about it or anyone talking about it.
Yo, for the Patreon that's totally happening, let's do a double feature of Master of Disguise and The Adventures of Pluto Nash.
Okay, we'll do that when we get $500 on Patreon.
Yeah, guys, join the $500 tier. That's our first tier on Patreon. What was the number one song on the Billboard Top 40?
Beautiful People.
No.
Was it Across the Nation? No, it wasn't.
Hell yeah, bro.
But no, I have no idea.
Here, give us a hint. Tell us what genre it is.
Okay, so it's more pop, I think. I'll give you this hint. I mentioned this in the very first episode. It's still the number one top hit at this time
Oh,
as
is it
well.
Hot in Her?
It's not Hot in Her.
Okay.
Oh shit, I don't remember.
It's Complicated by Avril Lavigne.
Damn. Okay.
Yo, and Skater Boy's just around the corner. I'm pretty pumped
Oh my
about that one.
God.
Aren't we all?
I'm not gonna lie. For some reason, I was thinking Britney Spears. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
I don't know, man. Avril Lavigne, Britney Spears, potato.
And last thing right here, what were some of the video games? Now, one of the video games I do have here came out the following Monday. So, I mean, I guess it'd technically be more suited for our next episode. But on August 20th, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 had just come out.
Okay.
On SummerSlam Sunday, Super Monkey Ball 2 for the GameCube dropped.
Dang, we're already on 2. Okay.
Oh, yeah. And then the following Monday was Super Mario Sunshine for the GameCube.
Nice.
So, I mean, some good games.
Yeah.
That's actually Super Mario Sunshine to this day still looks beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually my favorite 3D Mario game, even though I know it's not a popular opinion.
I mean, it's unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you say about, like, an ugly person. You're unique. Like,
Oh, come on.
anyway.
The game does look nice. I just haven't played it all the way through, so I don't really have much of an opinion on it.
It's because you like Odyssey and it's garbage.
Fuck you, Dean.
Whoa. You say Odyssey's garbage?
It's garbage.
Yo, fuck that.
Actually, I'm not gonna lie. The only time I played Odyssey was when Damon let me play it. I've never really gotten a chance to
No,
really
this guy
get
don't
into it.
even- Well, you know who has played it? Taz and Michael Cole, because they're on commentary to kick off this show. We get a shot of a rabid crowd just 2.5 hours away from the building at WWE World in Times Square, New York. And we started off hot. About 30 seconds into the show, we're already getting into our first match, Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio. Got to mention every time, very, very loud "You suck" chants. They never leaving.
Crowd was super loud for this match overall.
Oh yeah. Michael Cole explains what is a staple of the dual brand pay-per-views around this time. Michael Cole and Taz will call the SmackDown matches, while Jerry Lawler and JR will call the Raw matches. And at this point, I was not sure how they would handle interpromotional matches, as there is one on this card. A story of the match. I'm going to do this for every match. Kurt Angle was pinned by Rey Mysterio during a 6-man tag a few weeks ago. The only problem, Rey Mysterio was not the legal participant at the time, so Angle says that win is completely null and void, does not count. Angle has also been making comments about Rey's short stature. Rey vows that he can pin Angle again at SummerSlam, while Angle vows to break Rey's ankle.
I think there's also a little bit of a controversy there as well, because there is kind of a legal dispute as to whether a 12-year-old's allowed to sign a WWE contract.
That is true as well. Also, Kurt did specifically tell Rey that he had to be about this tall to talk to Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Kurt's the good guy in this situation, to be completely honest. He's just looking out for this 12-year-old. But
also, I'm jumping the gun here, but I'd also like to point out that Rey sneak attacked Kurt Angle again.
that's true. Rey's music hits, but he does not come out at first. That's because Rey surprises Kurt from behind on the apron with a springboard head scissors to get this match started. And did you guys notice that Rey touched his mask about every 2 seconds in this match?
No, I didn't.
I didn't take notice of it, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, there's actually a reason to it. I remember Rey. Okay, so Rey Mysterio got a documentary made of him, like really short into his WWE run, probably by like Mania 19. And he actually talks about the build to this match. He was under the ring, waiting for his cue to come out and springboard Kurt Angle. And I don't know why, but for some reason he did not have his mask on under the ring. So he said he actually had to take a little bit of extra time because he was trying to get his mask on, but he couldn't figure out which way was the right way because it's completely dark under the ring. So he says he barely had it on and he didn't even have it like tightened up all the way. So that's why he's adjusting his mask the entire match.
I guess maybe he thought it would be too hot, but dang, that's kind of...
He wrestles with it, though.
Yeah, that is... Yeah, I get maybe it's under the ring specifically, but I don't know. It's kind of...
Yeah, I got no clue.
I guess the match still worked out, though, so hey.
It's true. Off the ropes and a tilt-a-whirl head scissors by Rey Mysterio and a monkey flip out of the corner. Rey goes to whip Kurt into the corner, but Kurt is just too strong. So Rey cannot Irish whip him. Kurt goes for a German, but Rey goes around and tries for one of his own. Kurt tries to elbow out, but then just picks Rey ankle out from under him for the ankle lock, which he actually gets. I'm sorry. Oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. The angle lock. Ain't no fucking ankle lock. Are you kidding me now? Come on.
Well, you know.
Rey kicks Kurt off of his leg and into the ropes. Kurt runs back to Mysterio, rolls through while grabbing Rey's leg and gets the angle lock in. But Mysterio is immediately on the ropes. Kurt pulls Rey off the ropes and holds onto the leg. Kurt goes to push Rey back down to the mat, but Rey does a one-legged backflip to get away from Kurt Angle. That was pretty impressive.
This match overall had really even for Rey Mysterio, who's not necessarily known for it, actually had really good chain wrestling. It
Yes.
had there was a lot of really fast paced action at the beginning. It started really fast from the from jump, honestly.
Right. Kurt rushes but gets drop toe held into the second rope in position for the 619. Mysterio almost hits it, but Kurt is able to get out of the way. Angle gets out of the ring and pulls Mysterio out from under the bottom rope and just splats face first on the mat. On the outside.
Ray's got to do that at least once a match.
Oh yeah, I can't wait till we get to the point where they baseball slide him out of the ring, which they do in every match nowadays.
Yeah.
Rey is thrown headfirst into the apron and then back into the ring, and Kurt Angle follows. We get some stomps to Rey Mysterio and a vertical suplex. Pretty loud Angle sucks chant. Mostly boos, but some light cheers in the more smarky New York City, which will actually play a lot into the main event of this matchup. Irish whip to the ropes in the back body drop kick spot with Rey getting that kick in, the upper hand there. Rey goes for that wheelbarrow bulldog, but gets planted with a beautiful German suplex. Kurt goes for another, but Rey is able to grab onto the ropes. We get some shots to Rey's back while Kurt still has him ready for that German. But Mysterio is able to spin around Kurt's waist and get a roll up. I don't know how the hell he did that. But that roll up only gets a 2 count, and Angle immediately gets a clothesline for his own 2 count. Backbreaker for a 2 count by Kurt Angle. Camel clutch with some rope assistance. Mysterio's in between the ropes, and then he pulls Rey's head where the rope is on the back of his neck, which was pretty cool. I've never seen that.
Yeah, but it's illegal.
It is illegal, so he lets go and then immediately does it again and has to let go. Punches in the corner by Kurt Angle. Kurt misses his third punch after spitting at the audience, and Rey fires back with some of his own punches. Rey Mysterio's Irish whip is reversed, and he goes for an up and over into a head scissors, but Kurt stops Rey halfway through the head scissors for a sidewalk slam for a 2 count, which I thought was pretty cool.
So, yeah, that was a really nice counter. It's actually, honestly, probably the most I've ever popped for a sidewalk slam.
Oh yeah,
usually
you tell me when Kane hit someone Gene Snitsky, you weren't fucking feeling it.
Okay, in fairness, Kane's sidewalk slam is really good, but it's usually it just kind of is one of those moves where I'm yeah, it's a move. That's about it.
It's a side, yeah.
But then the way Kurt did it here was actually really impressive.
Right.
But also I do want to say that crap, I lost my train of thought. It was right before because I started talking about the side slam, but it was something right before that we were talking about.
So sidewalk slam, Rey went for a head scissors. His Irish whip was reversed. Kurt Angle spit at the crowd.
That's it. Has Rey ever successfully Irish whipped anyone?
I mean, it had to have happened.
I've never even thought about that. I can't really think of Rey Mysterio ever doing an Irish whip.
I feel like every single time he does it, it's a given that it's going to be reversed.
Because he's the WWE's littlest, biggest dog, or whatever the fuck his name was, or whatever. I don't remember what they called him.
Because even against someone who's closer to his size, I feel like even Shannon Moore and Tajiri almost would still just reverse it.
Yeah, I think pretty much everyone's bigger than Rey.
Yeah. Actually, is there anybody? No, unless you really want to count Octagon Cito, but
Oh hell yeah, bro. We talking Masquerita Sagrada?
Oh yeah.
Bro, he's still got. Yo, I still gotta get El Torito to intro this fucking pod.
That'd be great.
We get a half Boston Crab to Rey Mysterio. I love a good half Boston. I wish more people did it. Just saying. Rey eventually reverses it into a small package for a 2. Another clothesline by Angle for another 2 count. We get 2 punches to Rey Mysterio. Kurt goes for a third, but Rey hits a jawbreaker on Kurt Angle. Forearms by Rey. His Irish whip is reversed, as we were just talking about. Rey ducks a clothesline and goes for a sunset flip roll up, but Kurt goes to mount Rey for a punch, but then Rey moves his head, causing Angle to just punch the mat and hurt his hands. Rey off the ropes, but he eats a huge belly-to-belly suplex, and the straps are down. And you know when Kurt Angle pulls those straps down, shit's about to get real.
Something I also like, and this is obviously the case for other times that we've been watching, but like, it's actually interesting, like seeing Kurt Angle's physique during this period of his life, because he's like, and feel free to disagree with me, but I feel like this is like him at his like biggest. Not even just because of like aging later on, but I mean, like, I feel like he wasn't this big when he like debuted either.
Really? I was about to say, I feel like he might have been.
I just imagine, I remember him being slimmer when he debuted. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just, maybe the bald head just makes him look bigger to me. I don't know.
I mean, he definitely looks a lot cooler bald than he did with his little haircut, his little buzz cut type thing going on, the crew cut.
It's a more badass look. Maybe subconsciously it makes me think he's bigger.
Yeah. Also, well, I mean, he's next to Rey Mysterio, who's like 5'2".
Yeah, that's a good point.
Kurt goes for the angle slam, but Rey reverses with a nice arm drag. Kurt rushes, but Rey low bridges the rope, causing Angle to fly to the outside. Rey goes for some type of dive to the outside, but the ref stops him, which gets a lot of boos. Rey runs off the ropes and does a tope con hilo over the ref, over the top ropes, and outside onto Kurt Angle. I've seen that spot a lot. It's a pretty normal spot, and every time I pop big for it. It's very impressive.
It is. It really is.
Also, it's a very just fun, kind of goofy spot to do, but it's just still cool.
Especially because like when I could like hear like an audible smack sound when Rey hit Kurt,
It's
like on impact.
Kurt Angle, I think, purposely like killed himself on everything.
Yeah.
Rey throws Kurt back into the ring and hits a huge springboard leg drop to Kurt, which gets a close 2 count, which the crowd reacts big for. They really are behind Rey Mysterio in this match. Whip reversed, and Rey slides through Kurt's legs. Rey gets kicked in the gut, whipped to the corner, springboards onto Kurt's shoulders like an electric chair drop position, and Kurt throws Rey down and into the angle lock. Rey kicks Angle off into position for the 619. We get the 619 by Rey Mysterio. And Mysterio goes for that West Coast pop, and he just fucking spikes Kurt Angle on the top of his head.
Oh, yeah.
It was brutal looking, which gets another very close 2 count. And I put the crowd is 110% behind this match and specifically Rey Mysterio.
I do find it interesting that, well, in fairness, it really wasn't his finisher back then, but like, it's funny. It's like seeing Kurt kick out of the leg drop and then a West Coast pop, just because like that leg drop eventually becomes his go-to finishing move when he stops doing the West Coast pop. And so like seeing Kurt Angle kick out of all that, it's like seeing people kick out of the spear before Edge actually made it his finisher,
Right. Part of me thinks Kurt Angle's doing what my eventual indie gimmick is going to be, of he asks the person what their finisher is before the match, and then they tell me, he's like, cool, I'm going to kick out at 2. And then just walks out there. That's going to be my gimmick.
My God.
Spinning heel kick by Rey Mysterio to Kurt Angle. Rey goes to the top rope and Angle rushes. So Rey avoids it by just doing a front flip over Kurt Angle off the top rope and landing onto his feet. Very impressive. And during that, Kurt is now sitting on the top rope. And Rey hits a springboard drop kick. Rey goes for a top rope hurricanrana. But Kurt is able to avoid it and locks in the angle lock. Rey, very close to the ropes, is pulled away by Kurt, and Rey Mysterio taps in the center of the ring. Kurt Angle picks up the win. How do you guys feel about this match?
I just want to say real quick, I actually thought that was a botch until he locked the ankle lock in. I actually thought like,
oh really?
I really thought they just messed up the move, that Kurt didn't bump correctly. But then when we went right into the submission, I was like, oh, okay, never mind. That was probably on purpose.
Yeah, it did look awkward, but like as soon as you saw him grab that ankle, it was like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah. But I have to say, I mentioned in the lead up to this was the match I was looking forward to the most. Did not disappoint at all.
Oh, definitely.
Was great from beginning to end. Probably the perfect match to start out the show.
Yeah, that's pretty much why I said. Oh, go ahead, Damon.
Oh, I'm just agreeing with Dean. Like, yeah, I was looking forward to this match a lot. Didn't disappoint. Got the crowd nice and hot, warmed up.
Yeah, I'd agree with both of you. I said really fun, fast-paced match to open up the show. And the story kind of coming out of this, Mysterio may not be on Kurt's level yet, but he definitely has earned the respect of the crowd.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of amazing how quickly Ray got over.
Hell of a showing.
Part of me kind of wonders what it is, because, like, granted, wrestling is a lot different now. Like, did Ricochet really get... He didn't get this over.
No.
Like, he got over pretty quick doing his flippy stuff, but, like, he wasn't no Rey Mysterio. And maybe that's part of Rey Mysterio wearing the mask. I don't know.
See, that's something that's worth analyzing, because there legitimately are, like, high flyers today who, some of them do stuff Rey Mysterio never did. Now, there's still stuff that Ray did that no one else ever did. But even then, it's like, at least for me, I think the attachment to Rey Mysterio often comes down to, like, the sympathy angle of it, at least from my perspective.
Because he's a tiny little man.
Well, not just that, but I just think that I think a lot of cruiserweights in the modern day, well, not even cruiserweights in general, but, like, a lot of, like, high flyers don't sell as much as Rey Mysterio does. I don't think it builds the same level of sympathy when he's selling as a result.
That makes sense. And then I was thinking, like, okay, back when Rey Mysterio, let's say WCW, prior to his WWE run, you didn't see near as much lucha stuff, I imagine. But nowadays, like Ricochet, hell, he was on Lucha Underground as Prince Puma. They were doing flippy shit every episode forever.
Oh, yeah.
So, like,
because I mean, WCW really is credited for bringing the idea of lucha to the States. It really was never in the States.
So I think that plays a big part in it too.
And I also will say that, like, and I'm not going to say all, like, obviously not all, because there are plenty of luchadors who well adapted to the American style. But there's like say the original Sin Cara, who never, I mean, even beyond the botching, I just don't think he ever really got, like, the more grounded American style of wrestling. And I think for a lot of people who didn't really get, like, pure lucha libre, they saw him and was like, oh, he's just doing a bunch of flips and he's not really doing anything convincing. He's just kind of doing moves, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he just kind of sucked. Anyway,
well, okay, fair enough.
Here's the thing. I've seen clips of him in Mexico, and he fucking never botched in Mexico. So I don't know what the deal was in the States. But
That's weird. Huh.
I read something that apparently in lucha, everything feeds to the right, but in the U.S., everything feeds to the left.
Like based on camera positioning or something?
No, like if you were to do an arm drag in Mexico, you do it to their right arm, but in the States, you do it to their left arm.
Really? Okay.
And apparently, like, all moves are like that, which I've never really picked up on.
Yeah, I never have either, actually.
So apparently that was probably a big reason, because I don't think he spent, like, any time in developmental.
No, I don't think
straight
he did.
to Raw.
I think
Fucking
you're right.
feud
Yeah.
with Sheamus, bro.
Even Del Rio didn't do that. He spent time in developmental.
Yo, Del Rio, fucking, he can suck the skin off my dick. Anyway,
Fair enough there.
Stephanie McMahon is backstage, and she's talking with some production assistant, or personal assistant. Who knows? I just typed PA. He has a cast on his hand, which I thought was weird, but that doesn't play into anything. And he just said that he thought Rey Mysterio was going to win that match. Stephanie says that's what SmackDown is all about, and SmackDown is the superior brand. She tells this PA to tell Bischoff to try and top Kurt Angle and Rey Mysterio, and the guy says he'll go and tell Eric such a thing. Stephanie walks into her office, and, well, speak of the devil, Eric Bischoff is in there sitting on a couch. Stephanie wants to know what Bischoff is doing in her office. Eric says, it's a pleasure. And Steph says, well, whose pleasure is it? Because it certainly isn't mine. I was like, ooh, got him. Goofed him. Eric says, well, it's always my pleasure, it seems. Eric Bischoff says that, quote unquote, Stephanie's office is actually the only office in the building tonight. And they're on neutral grounds because this is a dual brand pay-per-view, so they could just share the office for tonight. Stephanie says, you know what? I would actually enjoy sharing the office because I want to see your face when SmackDown reigns supreme tonight.
So, I can let you finish real quick, but I wanted to talk about that reigning supreme thing.
Well, just Eric tells Stephanie to watch and take notes. And then, yeah.
So, if you recall, I said, let's take Stephanie up on it last episode as to which show had better matches. But then I came to realize that, like, Raw exclusive matches versus SmackDown exclusive matches, there are like 2 extra Raw exclusive matches. So it's almost kind of even hard to judge on that because even like the title match, which Brock is SmackDown, it's like, yeah, but The Rock isn't. The Intercontinental Championship match is both brands. And it's to the point where it's like, oh, I don't even know if it's really a good way to judge this anymore.
Well, let me tell you what. Eric Bischoff said, I'm going to top you, Steph, and then he gave us the next match, but that we'll get there.
Yeah.
JR says it'll be interesting to see how Stephanie and Eric Bischoff tried to coexist, and also SummerSlam will be entertaining and interesting. Lawler says it's now time to introduce everyone to the Raw portion of SmackDown or SummerSlam. That guy had one fucking job, and he said the Raw portion of SmackDown. Good Lord.
It's great.
Story of the match for our next matchup, Raw's first matchup, Chris Jericho taking on Ric Flair. The story here, Jericho made his debut on Raw almost 4 weeks ago when he attacked Ric Flair after his main event match. Since then, Jericho has called Ric Flair a washed-up has-been that is no longer on the same level as him, the king of the world. Flair vows to show Jericho that he is still the limousine-riding, jet-flying, kiss-stealing, wheeling-dealing son of a gun. We get a replay of last week's Raw when Chris Jericho got a trash can put on his head, and then Jericho fucking murdered Ric Flair with that same trash can, and then Flair came out all bloodied, looking cool as hell, and ruined Fozzie's performance. Flair comes out here, and he comes out to some theme song I have never heard of his.
Yeah, I noticed that it was like, I was like, wait, what is this?
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but I did not like it. Definitely not as good as his 2001: A Space Odyssey theme, which I did not know the name for. I'm a butcher this. Also, Sprach Zarathustra by Richard Strauss. Apparently, that's what that song's.
I think you got most of that right.
Didn't get all of it.
Didn't quite get all of it.
Yeah. We get a lockup and Flair backed into the corner. Jericho lets go at a 4 count and double taps Flair on the chest. And Flair responds with a slap to the face of Jericho. Lockup and Chris Jericho gets a waist lock. Flair gets an arm drag and a 2 count. Both men go for another lockup, but Jericho was just doing it to bait Ric Flair into a kick to the gut. We get some punches in the corner and a mounted choke in the corner to Ric Flair. Whip to the opposite corner and a back body drop. Clothesline by Chris Jericho. A back suplex by Chris Jericho. Jericho goes for a running elbow on a downed Ric Flair, but Ric Flair is able to roll out of the way. You get 3 chops and a whip to the rope by Flair. He goes for the back body drop, but Jericho kicks him. Jericho rushes, and Flair throws him over the top rope, but Jericho holds onto that rope and skins the cat to get back into the ring. And the second he gets back into the ring, he walks right into another chop. I thought that was a funny little spot there.
Rick was really laying those chops in this match.
Rick is always laying those chops in.
When did this man not lay those chops in?
I don't know, man. I feel like I noticed it even more today.
We get another chop and some punches in the corner by Ric Flair. Poke to the eyes by Jericho so Jericho can get back in this. Head to the corner and 2 chops. Whip to the opposite corner, and Flair does that classic turnbuckle bump where he hits it and front flips all the way up the turnbuckle.
Yo, yeah, good for him for doing that. That's a nasty-ass bump.
Yeah.
Didn't quite get all the way over, but still.
Right. Yeah, no, he kind of splatted a little bit. But
funny enough, it actually made it look more painful.
Yeah. Flair gets clotheslined over the top rope, and Jericho follows him to the outside. Flair gets his head thrown into the barricade. Jericho rips off the top layer of padding on that barricade, and he drops Ric Flair jaw first on it. Chin first, maybe, rather, probably. I don't know. Double axe handle to Ric Flair's back while he's draped over the barricade. Very similar to the build to WrestleMania 3 between Macho Man and Steamboat. The build to that, Steamboat got double axe handled his throat into the barricade, and it was a whole like, oh, can he make it to WrestleMania 3? And actually, a little fun fact here. I got some fun facts, a lot of fun facts this episode. Jericho said that him and one of his friends when they were kids would regularly recreate the entire WrestleMania 3 match in their basement because they loved that match so much.
Damn.
Hey, that's commitment. But then again, just shows you a passion he has for wrestling. So,
oh, definitely. Flair sells that double axe handle into the barricade. He just screams, "Oh God!" and then he just bumps into the fucking camera guy, which is beautiful. Flair thrown back in the ring, and Jericho follows. Some punches in the corner by Chris Jericho. Jericho is talking trash and dancing after each punch, which is nice. Flair blocks a punch and hits a chop. Some more chops by Ric Flair. Whip to the corner, but Jericho gets that elbow up. Jericho hits a second rope missile drop kick for a 2 count, and then he immediately goes for another one and gets only a 2 count. Jericho begins to remove the turnbuckle pad, and referee Lil H, Charles Robinson, starts counting, so Jericho stops doing this. And Jericho finally walks away, and while Charles Robinson is fixing that turnbuckle padding, Jericho used his own wrist tape to choke Ric Flair. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought that was the tag rope at first until
that's what I thought.
Yeah, actually, I thought the same thing until they mentioned it was the tape.
Yeah, they said it was the tape, and I was like, "Are you sure?" And then, then afterwards, I saw it dangling from his wrist. I was like, "Oh, I guess shit. Look at all of us having bad eyesight."
Right.
Lil H eventually notices and starts counting that choke, so Jericho will let go. He eventually does let go, and Flair gets in a chop. Flair and Jericho begin doing chops and punches respectively, trading them back and forth. Jericho chokes Flair on the ropes. Jericho does hit that hip attack on Ric Flair and a vertical suplex by Chris Jericho. And JR mentions that the last 2 moves, that hip attack and that vertical suplex, are targeting Ric Flair's back, which I thought it was very important to bring this part up because it's fucking crazy. Ric Flair broke his back in 1975. He was involved in a plane crash. You've probably heard about it at least once.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The crash actually killed the pilot and paralyzed the wrestler Johnny Valentine. Flair broke his back in 3 places and was told by doctors that he should/would/could never wrestle again. In 1975, he was 26. And in 2002, he is 52 years old. And he's still wrestling and would wrestle for another 8 years, which is insane.
It's beautiful, man. Story of a comeback king.
You gotta respect the hustle.
Kid, I guess, dude. That's that Ric Flair drip. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And he's not like, and I would like to say, like, despite that, he does not take it easy on the bumps, even when he gets like to the end of his career.
Oh hell no! God, we get very brutal Ric Flair matches throughout the years.
We definitely do.
Jericho goes up to the top rope, but Flair hits 2 chops and a deadly driver to get him down. Jericho rushes, but Flair moves, causing Jericho to go shoulder first into the ring post. 2 chops and a back body drop by Ric Flair, a back suplex for a 2 count. A vertical suplex is reversed by Jericho, and a schoolboy roll up into a Walls of Jericho attempt. Flair actually turns that into a small package for a 2. Clothesline by Chris Jericho, some chops by Jericho, whip to the corner, and a bulldog. Flair moves out of the way of the Lion Salt. 2 chops by Flair, and a very bad-looking half Boston Crab. Jericho is able to reverse that into the figure 4, Ric Flair's own move, and Flair's selling is amazing. He's one of the few guys I've ever seen get in the figure 4, and he tries to slap the dude in the face while he's in it. I love that.
Yeah.
Flair eventually is able to grab the rope, and he taps at the same time as he grabs the rope. And Jericho's dumbass, he thinks that he won the match. But since Flair had the ropes, the tap doesn't count, as Jericho would have had to have let go of the hold anyway. Jericho begins celebrating, but Lil H, Charles Robinson, has to explain to him what just happened. Jericho gets pissed and shoves the ref before kicking Flair. Jericho goes for that hip attack again, but Flair moves, causing Jericho to crotch himself on the ropes. Chop to Jericho causes Jericho to bump into the referee. Flair uses this to his advantage and low blows Jericho while the ref is making sure his eye's okay. Big pop on that low blow, too. Figure 4 locked in, and Chris Jericho taps. What do you guys think of this match?
I think that Ric Flair's selling was excellent, but I don't think he really got his groove right now.
Hell no.
He's not. I actually think, funny enough, he actually starts wrestling better matches later on than he does here. Here, it just felt like he still is missing a step. Like, he's not quite where he needs to be.
See, I thought there was, like, the story was, I don't know, the build-up, I think, was better than the match. But, like, the match was still fun for what it was. Like, it's a Ric Flair match. He's, what'd you say, Trent, 54?
52 years old at this
52.
point.
That's still old as shit for a wrestler.
Yeah.
So,
especially one that's had as many injuries as he's had.
As many injuries and crazy fucking stories.
Yeah.
About that party in life.
Which he did not even stop even when he was in his 60s. So
no, of course not. I thought it was a fine match. It was okay. Flair's chops do get very, very repetitive after a while, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We're backstage, and Brock Lesnar is getting ready for his main event title match, which is still like 2 hours away. So I don't know why he's warming up so soon. It seems like he's just wasting energy. Heyman asks if Brock just saw what happened. He says it's like when a musician dies, they release that best of album. And that's what they're going to be doing soon with Hulk Hogan because Brock Lesnar killed his career. Now, was he talking about the Ric Flair match? Or was he talking about something that got cut from the network? Because I was a little confused.
Wait, hang on. I'm sorry. Like he say, I'm sorry, say all that again? I'm a little lost.
Heyman asks if Brock just saw what had happened. He says it's like when a musician dies, they release that best of album. And he says that's what they're going to be doing with Hulk Hogan because Brock Lesnar killed his career.
Okay, yeah, I guess
Because here's the thing. To me, it makes sense if he's saying that about Ric Flair because, like, it kind of was like a best of match. Like, Ric Flair did he did the figure 4, he did the chops, he did the strutting, you know? Like, it kind of was like a best of greatest hits match.
Yeah, I guess, but even then, I feel like that comment would have made more sense if Ric Flair lost.
Yeah.
Maybe? I don't know.
I don't know. I guess maybe that's what he was talking about, but I'm not going to lie. The reason I wasn't sure when you mentioned that was because I didn't even make the connection to the Ric Flair match when he said that. I guess in my head, I was like, it didn't even seem like they probably were now that you say that, but in my head at the time, I didn't even connect the two.
Heyman says that it'll actually be the same with The Rock's title reign. Heyman says that since Brock is already in The Rock's head, half that battle is already won. Heyman says that Rock will bring everything he's got because he, for once, feels like the underdog. Heyman tells Brock Lesnar to use The Rock having that underdog mindset to his advantage. If he can do this, Brock will leave undisputed champion, which gets a bit of a pop from the crowd.
Yeah, that'll, like you said, that'll play into the main event a little bit.
Fuck. Next contest, SmackDown matchup. Eddie Guerrero taking on Edge. Edge came out wearing a very cool looking white, gold, and black gear.
Yes, that looked really nice, sick.
Yeah. And I want a Mattel Elite figure of that. You fucking cowards at Mattel. Bill McKenna, make it. Sorry about that. Story of the match.
You better apologize.
You Bill McKenna gonna whip my ass. I'm calling you out, Bill McKenna. You and me on the indies. You tell me you're finished, I'm gonna kick out at 2, brother. Story of the match. Eddie Guerrero is jealous of all the attention Edge has gotten because of his talent, looks, charisma, smile, sex appeal, etc. Eddie says that he's got everything Edge has and even more. You know why? Because he's Latino heat. Eddie also doesn't like that Edge has actually speared him multiple times within the last month. So that's the build of this match. And even if that build doesn't sound very good, there's definitely at least one match on here that has so much of a worse fucking build.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Lock up in a full Nelson attempt by Eddie Guerrero. Edge goes to reverse, but Eddie turns it into a hammerlock. Edge elbows out and punches. Whip to the ropes, and Eddie ducks the clothesline but gets hit with the flapjack. Edge with a wrist lock, and Eddie turns it into one of his own. Edge turns around and hits Eddie with a knee to the gut. Edge goes for a vertical suplex, but Eddie's able to float over and land on the apron. Eddie grabs Edge's head and slams it down into the ropes. We get some punches by Eddie Guerrero. His Irish whip gets reversed. Leapfrog and a huge monkey flip by Edge. And I put here, I don't think I have ever seen Eddie Guerrero get hit with a monkey flip and his legs not just collide with the ropes on the other side of the ring.
Mm.
He always did that.
Must just be like Rey Mysterio not landing an Irish whip.
Yeah, dude, Billy Kidman never getting hit with a powerbomb, bro.
Yeah, that never happened.
We get a layout body slam by Edge for a 2 count. Eddie tied up in the ropes and gets hit with a spear. Edge goes for another, but Eddie moves, causing Edge to spill to the outside. Both men to the outside at this point. Eddie goes to grab Edge, but Edge just kind of like shoves him off awkwardly. And referee Brian Hebner immediately exits the ring and checks on Edge's shoulder. Eddie shoves the ref out of the way and starts attacking Edge even further on the outside. Edge thrown shoulder first into the steps. Both men are now back in the ring, and Eddie continues to just stomp into Edge's left shoulder, which seems to have gotten hurt when he got thrown to the outside.
Yeah, that's actually something I took note of, was the fact that Eddie in this match does go after Edge's shoulder in a lot of different creative ways.
Very creative ways, yeah. It's definitely the story of the match, which it took me a while. I did type it somewhere. I'm pretty good. It took me a while watching it to kind of pick up on it, because whenever someone attacks a limb specifically, it needs to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to attack it to build to something. And it took me forever. Eddie's attacking that arm so Edge can't do the spear.
Yeah. I think like, I forget if it was Michael Cole or Taz. One of them mentioned that on commentary at some point.
Right.
Oh yeah, it was Michael Cole. He said, "Yeah, and I think that's the shoulder Edge uses for the spear," is basically what he said.
Yeah. Irish whip reversed. Edge goes for the back body drop, but Eddie knees him in the shoulder. We get an arm DDT by Eddie Guerrero. Some elbows to Edge's arm. Eddie locks fingers with Edge and does a rope-assisted arm DDT. I've never seen anything like that, and it looked great.
It got a good reaction too. It looked really good.
Oh yeah.
That gets a 2 count. Some more stomps and hammerlock to Edge. Edge gets to the rope, but Eddie keeps attacking the shoulder with knees and stomps. And I typed it right here. If Eddie can take out Edge's shoulder, Edge cannot hit that spear. We get a crossface chicken wing to Edge. I love that move. I wish more people did it. Also, shout out to Bob Backlund, who one time on an episode of Raw said that he had never eaten a marijuana. Have you guys ever seen that promo?
Yes.
Okay, yes, I have. I'm just still like that phrasing, man.
Yeah, so this is during like his heel run. I'm gonna get into this real quick. It's during his heel run in '94, where he eventually beats Brett for the title, and he's like talking about how he's such a good role model to the kids. And he was like, "I've never said a cuss word. I have never eaten a marijuana." And I'm like, "What?" And then after that, because at the time Vince was the interviewer, Vince goes back to commentary with Macho Man, and Macho Man kind of gives him like a wink, nudge. He's like, "Huh, Vince, I didn't know you ate it. Didn't know that was something you did. Did you know that, Vince?" And Vince just tried to ignore it.
The only thing I can think is like, oh, he's talking about like brownies. But even then, I highly doubt that's what he actually meant. I don't think
Bob
legitimately
Backlund
didn't
knows
know.
about that.
Yeah, I just think he just didn't know.
God bless Bob Backlund, bro. Yo, you remember Bob Backlund and Darren Young?
Yes.
Yeah.
That actually had legs. I thought that could have been something more.
Yeah, there were actually moments when when Darren Young was going for the crossface chicken wing, the crowd actually started popping for it.
Yeah, they had he had an IC title shot against The Miz on pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was.
That's that battle royal he won by eliminating nobody, which is hilarious.
I will say that I think it had legs, but I feel like it only had legs because of Bob Backlund.
Yeah, Bob Backlund's
Darren Young,
goofy as hell.
I got to be honest here. Darren Young, they broke up the primetime players twice, and every time they did it, I was like, these guys need each other.
God, yeah.
They cannot. They just did not work. Titus especially just
Titus
does not.
sucks. I hate Titus O'Neil.
He
talking about Pancake Patterson.
He looks like he doesn't know how to move his body.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
We get that crossface chicken wing to Edge. Edge powers out with some elbows and a snapmare, but Eddie quickly grabs Edge's leg and gets a Fujiwara armbar after that. Edge almost powers out, but Eddie elbows Edge in the shoulder and hits a back suplex while still holding on to the arm so he can transition into a wrist lock. I just typed, Eddie was so damn good at those little technical intricacies of professional wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, like, I legitimately think he might, at this point, be the best wrestler on the roster.
Yeah. Him, Benoit, Angle.
Yeah, like, those are the only people that I think are, like, on that level. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like guys, like, I really like Tajiri. But,
Love
like,
fucking Tajiri, bro.
But, I guess there's always that caveat of, like, as much as I love Tajiri, he wasn't as good a wrestler as those other guys, you know?
I think there's kind of two things to it. One, he wrestled a bit of a different style.
Yeah.
His wasn't as technical as much as it was a bit more hard hitting with the kicks and stuff.
Exactly. Which is why I make that clarification, just because it's like, I think there is a notable difference between being a good performer, being an entertaining performer, and being a good wrestler.
Right, because that's actually what my next point was going to be of, like, while Tajiri was very charismatic in his own way, Eddie, Benoit, and Angle, more so Eddie and Angle, actually.
Yeah, I agree.
Were so damn good in the ring and also so damn good at cutting a promo, having a personality. And I think part of what Tajiri's problem could have been was maybe the language barrier.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Though
I don't know.
remember, I forget who it was. Like, I remember somebody in an interview saying that Tajiri's accent was kayfabe. Well, not that his accent was kayfabe, but
I think William Regal said it.
Yeah, like his broken English was kayfabe, basically.
That's hilarious. Yo, William Regal one time said in an interview that he, like, hates Tajiri.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Which I think is partly a joke. I think he just said that, like, they always had great chemistry, but they tried to travel together at points. And for some reason, Tajiri refused to let Regal listen to music during the drives. So, but here's the thing: Tajiri wouldn't talk to him either. So they just sat in complete silence for 3 hours.
Oh, that'd be super awkward.
Yeah, Regal said it drove him crazy.
Yeah, that could. Oh no, that sounds like torture.
Yeah. Irish whip reverse, but Eddie still hits a clothesline. Eddie Guerrero off the ropes, but gets hit with a power slam by Edge. 2 clotheslines and a back body drop by Edge, all while holding his left arm very close to his body. Edge rushes, but eats an elbow. Get the winning Edge for a 2 count. Eddie grabs the arm and goes for a vertical suplex, but Edge suplexes him over the top rope and onto the floor. Edge hits a top rope crossbody to the outside, and Eddie did not catch Edge in the slightest, which, to be fair, they were kind of close to the barricade. So, like, if Eddie were to catch him, he would have, like, landed, like, with his head really bent up on the barricade. It probably would have hurt his neck.
Oh, yeah, I imagine.
Eddie thrown back in the ring, and Edge goes to the top rope, but is stopped by Eddie with some punches. Both men fight up top, and Edge hits that suplex face buster off the second rope. Really like that move for a 2 count. Edge goes for the spear, but gets hit with a drop kick. Eddie goes for the frog splash, but Edge gets the knees up, and that was a pretty rough-looking landing for Eddie on that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Execution for a 2 count. Edge goes for it again, but is put into a beautiful bridging Northern Lights by Eddie for a 2. Neck breaker by Eddie Guerrero. Eddie climbs up top for a frog splash, but Edge stops him with some strikes. Both men trade strikes with Eddie. Wait, what? Why did I say that? Oh, because I didn't read the full fucking sentence. Keep that in. That was good. That was classic right there.
Okay.
Chavo classic.
Chavo
Sorry.
classic, bro. Both men trade strikes with Eddie getting Edge off the top rope. Eddie hits the frog splash to Edge's injured shoulder for only a 2 count. I thought that was a pretty cool spot.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought, like, at that moment that, like, Eddie was, like, setting up for, like, some submission for the arm right after that, but didn't really happen.
Yeah, I just thought he, like, messed up and was off, but then he did the thing, and I was like, oh, that makes sense.
He did the thing.
Yeah, he did the
he
frog.
hit him with the eh.
Hit him with the eh.
Eddie goes crazy with a barrage of strikes to Edge's shoulders. He locks the fingers and runs up the ropes. But Edge throws him down to the mat and hits the spear for the 3. What'd you guys think of this match?
You know, I wasn't blown away by it.
Same.
I will say that, and this is no offense to Edge, I just don't think Edge performed in this match nearly as well as Eddie did.
Yeah.
I mean, but
Edge,
it's Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, but I think Edge still has like room to improve, and I think we'll see him improve as time goes on. But I do think that it was still entertaining, and I do think that like targeting the shoulder really brought the match together. There were some really creative spots by Eddie, so I just think that even though it wasn't amazing, I think Eddie Guerrero brought the match together.
Yeah, no, pretty much everything Dean said. I thought it was a fun little story they had, and I don't know, it was still a good match. Like I said, I think hype is a big part of things and the build up. But while there wasn't much of one, it was still a fun match, and the shoulder selling told a good story.
I thought it was decent. I would have liked something a bit more fast-paced between these two. But luckily, this feud, I think this feud goes on to about 2003. You know, so we'll definitely see more matches between these two, which will make up for that. I know they have that no DQ match to main event SmackDown, which I'm pretty sure that's the one where Edge broke his neck the first time.
Oof. Yeah.
After this, we get a video package hyping up the WWE just kind of in general. The narrator says that contract disputes don't alter our show, which I had to look it up because I don't know jack shit about sports. Which that was a dig at Major League Baseball, MLB, who almost had a strike in 2002, but an agreement ended up being met between the team owners and the players on August 30th, 5 days after SummerSlam. The package finishes with World Wrestling Entertainment, our season never ends. And I had a huge point of contention with that quote, because that is not a good thing.
No, it's not.
Like, here's the thing. Selfishly, I would love new live pro wrestling every week of the year. But you have these guys working 300 days a year, because they're not only working the days they're on TV. They do meet and greets, and they have live events that aren't even televised that they're wrestling. They work like 4 or 5 days a week, and the whole time they're traveling all over the world. They don't see their family. They're destroying their bodies. Like, I don't think it's a good thing to brag about when you have so much of your talent dying of drug overdoses at the age of 45 and under.
Especially at a time when they were still doing chair shots to the head.
When they were still doing chair shots to the head, people still had pretty bad drug addictions.
Yeah, hate to say this, but Eddie and Benoit were both on steroids during this period, I imagine.
Are you kidding? They were fucking gigantic, dude.
Yeah.
They were both and here's the thing. I don't know necessarily about Benoit. He was always pretty big, but Eddie only gets bigger.
Oh, yeah, he does. Like, by the time he wins the title, he is huge.
Yeah, which there's no way that was natural. Hell, in 2007, like 12, 15 guys got suspended because they all got outed in this like steroid ring. Remember
and
that?
I think like Edge was part of it too, actually.
Edge was in there, Chavo, fucking Funaki of all people. I remember was in that.
Oh, jeez. Funaki. Okay, Funaki needs a refund.
Yeah, bro. It's like that. Do you remember the Paparazzi Productions?
Yeah.
Kevin Nash would go up to Sanjay Dutt and he'd mention his back, and he's like, "Oh, you're on the fucking juice, aren't you?"
Damn.
But like Sanjay Dutt was never built, so like he was just injecting it to inject it, kind of like Viscera. Have you heard the Viscera story?
No, I didn't know.
Oh, you know none of it. Oh my god. Okay.
I thought. Wait, is that how he died? I thought he just died because he was really overweight.
Yeah, no, he died because he was fat.
Goddamn. Okay.
I can say that I'm fat too.
Okay, but they can't tell.
They don't know yet.
They don't know, not yet.
Power of yet. No, Teddy Long said in a shoot interview that Viscera backstage would just pop Viagra and just sit there.
Wait, what?
He just wanted something to pop in his mouth, I guess. I don't know.
What the fuck?
He just sit there with a hard knob and just
Why
do nothing
Viagra?
about it.
Fucking Viagra?
I don't know, man.
Freaking get some Flintstones vitamins or some shit. Like, why the fuck are you popping Viagra? I mean, I'm sorry. Like, if you tell me, especially like Viscera's like when he actually became like Viscera and he was that when you know what his finisher was. I'm like, Viscera, how about you not pop the Viagra today?
Hey, Vis, I don't want penetrate in the center of the ring. Can you not pop the Viagra, brother?
Yeah, that'd be nice. Just saying. That almost reminds me of like I'm not that it's comparable, but like in the New Jack Dark Side of the Ring where he talked about Mustafa like smoking pencil shavings.
Yeah, you did, didn't it? It doesn't help that I was trying to make this serious point, and then I'm laughing about a wrestler smoking pencil shavings.
It's good shit, man.
Jonathan Coachman backstage. He's interviewing the Un-Americans. Coach says that Storm and Christian will be defending their tag titles in just a few minutes against Booker T and Goldust, which is true. Christian says they cannot wait to expose Bookdust for being American shams. Christian says the only problem is that they have to do it in Long Island. Coach asks Christian to explain further, but Storm jumps in. He says that they performed all over the U.S., and Long Island is the epitome of the American wrestling crowd. Lazy, unappreciative, and unresponsive, and spoiled, actually. There was 4 in there. And I said, Lance Storm, if you thought it was that way in 2002, you should fucking see it in 2020. Are you kidding me?
Oof. Wonder if Zack Ryder was in the crowd.
Because it's
That's
New York.
That's a random
Long
thought,
Island, bro?
Yeah.
Matt
yeah.
Cardona, always ready, bro. He in AEW now.
Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah, that's right. He is. Yeah.
I like Zack Ryder.
I remember
hope
Cody
does
saying
well.
he didn't want to bring him in because he didn't want
That's
AEW
right.
to seem like he was just hiring his friends.
Okay, bro, the second that like fucking QT Marshall had a match on Dynamite, we knew it was all hiring your friends, okay?
Yeah.
QT Marshall sucks.
Like,
Dude's been
frickin',
wrestling for
like-
like 20 years and he's terrible still.
And look, I can't even comment on like the quality of Brandon Cutler's wrestling,
He's okay.
but like literally when they introduced him, he's like, "Oh yeah, he's a childhood friend of the Young Bucks."
Yeah, and Dr. Luther, who's absolute shit, but I do love the you know.
Yeah.
Dean, wait, hold
he's
on.
Jericho's bud. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Speaking of Brandon Cutler, Dean, tonight, Brandon Cutler, along with the best friends in Orange Cassidy, are playing D&D. Or
Oh,
they
really?
already did it. It's filmed. It airs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
On Beating the Elite or
I don't know. I have to look further into it.
okay.
See, I am curious about that because on one of the newest Being the Elite's best friends decide they're going to kill Brandon Cutler.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay.
So,
Okay, well, I guess
Yeah.
we're going full on Lucha Underground with this.
hell yeah, bro. Christian says everyone will be wrongfully sitting on their hands while him and Lance Storm perform on that world-class level, which I did type true here because, I mean, Storm and Christian are very good, but this next match is... He says that this is because they're greedy Americans who
Yeah.
always want more. Christian says if they want more, they'll give the fans more of the Un-Americans as your WWE Tag Team Champions. And that leads to our next match, Bookdust taking on the Un-Americans for the WWE Tag Team titles. The Un-Americans are out with no test as he'll face The Undertaker later tonight. Story of this matchup, the Un-Americans hate America. Booker T beat Lance Storm 2 weeks ago, which granted him and Goldust a shot at the tag titles at SummerSlam. Bookdust and the Un-Americans have faced each other the last couple of weeks in multi-man tag matches. Not much of a story.
Yeah, it really kind of just felt like they needed a tag team match, and they were the only people who really were in notable contention.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think what fucking teams they even have at this point. Billy and Chuck, but they already were champs. The Un-Americans, Bookdust, 3-Minute Warning just debuted. Who else? Moore and Hurricane.
Yeah. They had
Yeah.
Devon and Batista until that split up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tag team division ain't doing too hot right now.
Has it fucking ever been?
Well, you know, we got a couple more years till Paul London and Brian Kendrick.
Yo, the Hooligans on God top 10. Anyway, before the match even started, I noticed that the pyro is legit destroying the set. Did you guys pick up on that?
No, I
Yeah.
actually didn't see that.
Okay.
Isn't bits of the cloth like torn up and shit?
Okay, yeah. So, there's this circle thingy, right? That has this like splash looking like star kind of thing. That's like a white cloth or paper or something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which at the beginning of the show was like a complete piece of paper, but now there's holes in it. It's got to be from the pyro.
It's a metaphor for WWE.
Explain.
Nah, I'm gonna leave it right there.
Shit, bro. That's powerful. That's gonna have
Okay.
me up at night, bro. Christian and Goldust are starting things off. Goldust goes for a lockup, but Christian kicks him in the gut and gets in some punches. Whip reverse and Goldust hits she calls it the rear view. Spinning power slam by Goldust. Drop down into a punch to Christian for a 2 count. Kick to the gut by Christian and Storm tagged in. Arm drag by Goldust and some type of arm submission. Storm with a low-looking knee. Looked a little suspect in a forearm to get out. Whip reverse and an atomic drop by Goldust. Clothesline. Booker tagged into a big pop. Goldust is not over, but Booker T is very over.
I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of sad because Goldust is actually a really good wrestler.
He's really good, and his character was like pretty innovative, at least back in the Attitude Era.
I was gonna say, look, at this time, Goldust is not good. He's very slow.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
And really, he was not doing much character-wise. You look at 95, 96, yeah, very innovative, very controversial for the time, very ahead of its time, sorta. But like here, no, not feeling it at all.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
Yeah, it better be. It better be. Punches to Storm and a whip to the ropes and a back elbow. Goes for the wrist lock, but Storm hits a knee to the gut. Whip reverse and sidewalk slam by Booker T. Knee drop to land Storm for a 2 count. Goldust tagged in. Goldust with a flying elbow to Storm's head while Booker held him. And on that landing, Goldust legit looked like he tweaked his ankle.
Yeah, it did. It did look that way.
Because he lands, and then you see him like limp for a second. I was like, oh, shit. But he ends up being seemingly fine for the rest of this matchup.
Yeah. And he's not on the shelf or anything after this, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Irish whip reverse, and Christian slaps Goldust in the back, which just gets Christian punched right off that apron. We get a poke to the eyes by Goldust. Goldust thrown over the top turnbuckle, not the rope, and just crashes to the outside. That was a pretty crazy bump.
Yeah, it was. It was. I actually was not like when he went all the way over. I was like, "Whoa, what?"
Yeah. Christian runs Goldust back first into the barricade while referee Nick Patrick is trying to get Booker out of the ring. Goldust thrown back in for a 2 count. We get some stomps to Goldust and some punches. A loud USA chant, and Christian gets tagged in. Goldust starts to fight back, but Christian knees him in the gut. Goldust sells a punch to the back by taking a back bump. That's pretty innovative. Never seen that.
It's like the reverse gravity punch.
Hell yeah, dude. I remember in Billy Kidman's Titantron, which I've seen too many times just for the fact that song fucking hits so hard.
Oh, I can't even argue. I was listening to it like this morning on my paper route.
Hell yeah. He hits Bubba Ray Dudley with an enziguri, a move to the back of the head, and Bubba sells it with a back bump. What a fucking legend, dude.
Yeah.
Christian just puts his boot right in Goldust's face for no real reason, just to annoy him. Storm chokes Goldust in the corner while referee Nick Patrick tells Booker to stay the hell out of the ring, even if Christian enticed him. Christian punches while Storm chokes. Backbreaker for a 2 count, and Storm gets tagged in. Whip to the ropes, and Goldust holds on to avoid the drop kick in a roll-up by Goldust for a 2 count. Goldust hits this like weird choke slam, boss man slam, spinebuster type thing, and both came down.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was just straight up a choke slam, and I was like, "Whoa, where'd this come from?"
Yeah, I don't know what the hell he was going for. Christian tagged in a headlock. Goldust eventually is able to drag himself and Christian over to Booker T. Goldust hits a back body drop on Christian, and he hot tags Booker. Punch to Storm, punch to Christian, punch to Storm. And Nick Patrick says that he didn't see the tag as he was talking to Lance Storm on the apron, so the tag doesn't count, which didn't stop half the fucking tags in any of the tag matches we've seen in the last month, but whatever.
Yeah, you see, I even wrote that down. I literally wrote here, "Oh, now the ref needs to see the tag."
Hell yeah, bro. Of course. Only when he has to,
Yeah.
Booker argues with the ref while Storm and Christian double team Goldust in the corner with kicks and punches respectively. Choke by Lance Storm. Clothesline in a 2 count when Booker T comes in and breaks it up. Mounted punches by Lance Storm to Goldust. Christian tagged in a very loud Booker T chant. And I just put Booker so much more over than his tag partner. It's kind of like when the Hardy Boys would take off their shirts and Matt would get a very little pop, and then Jeff would get a huge pop because everyone wants to
Yeah.
fuck Jeff Hardy.
Which is kind of funny because Matt had a better body at the time.
I mean, if we're talking in 2002, what we're watching, yeah, Matt's like weirdly jacked as hell.
Yeah, yeah.
But Jeff had the crazy hair, and the girls dig the crazy hair.
Yeah. He was such a bad boy. Like Joey Janela.
Yeah.
Joey Janela's a bitch. You heard that here first. Man fucking bitched out to Enzo Amore at a Blink-182 concert.
I will give Joey Janela this. When I saw him in that ladder match at the last one we watched together.
Double
I
or
was like,
Nothing.
yeah. I actually was like, oh, okay, Joey, you actually did pretty good in this. He wasn't a standout. Like, he wasn't Darby Allin, of course, but still.
Yeah. Punches and elbows to Christian and Storm, respectively, by Goldust. Christian catapulted into Storm in a schoolboy for a 2 count. Double clothesline, and both men are down. Goldust somehow ripped his bodysuit like at the armpit, and I've never seen that happen to him.
I noticed that closer to the end, and I was like, how the hell did he manage that?
And I noticed at the very end of this match, he ripped the suit at both armpits. Like, he just needs to fucking take those sleeves off, bro.
Something.
Yeah, give him a few years. Or, well, give him a lot of years, actually.
Yeah. Goldust's foot is grabbed by Christian, and Storm swipes Booker off the apron, not allowing that hot tag again. Booker chases Storm on the outside. Storm throws 2 chairs in the ring while Booker's arguing with the ref to turn around. Goldust ducks the concerto attempt, causing Storm and Christian to hit chair to chair, hurting their hands. Double clothesline by Goldust to the heels. Booker hot tag, punch to Storm, punch to Christian, punch to Storm. Clothesline to Christian, back body drop to Storm. Punches and chops to Christian, whip reversed, clothesline ducked, and a flying forearm to Christian by Booker T. Top rope missile drop kick to Christian. Goldust punches Storm out of the ring, and we get a 2 count. Goldust and Storm are fighting on the outside. Booker misses the scissors kick. Christian is pushed off of the ropes after going for the unprettier, and Booker hits a flapjack. Storm goes to dropkick Booker T, but Booker ducks, causing Storm to collide with referee Nick Patrick. Scissor kick to both Storm and Christian at the same time, which was kind of cool. Booker does the spinneroni to a ridiculous pop.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember that spinneroni being so damn over.
And I did make note of here, like, and I know you mentioned this multiple times already about Goldust, how over Goldust is, but like, it is just kind of amazing, like, and sometimes with Booker T, but less so with Booker T. But like, it seems like the crowd fluctuated so much during this match as to how much they were actually into it.
Yeah, probably because it wasn't very good.
Fair enough.
Booker hits a crescent kick on Christian and gets the visual 3 count, or should I say the 7 count, because the entire crowd counted that pin. They really wanted Book Dust to win these tag titles. Book Dust are trying to get Nick Patrick back up, but Storm, he goes to hit Booker with the title, but Booker ducks and Goldust punches. Storm double clotheslined out of the ring, and out of nowhere, Test slides in, hits that big boot on Booker, and Test leads to the crowd while Christian pins Booker to retain the tag team titles. What do you guys think of this match?
There is no way the ref did not see Test.
How could you not? That guy's big.
But like, the ref
Punisher
was literally looking in the direction when it happened.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, like,
I didn't notice.
Even if he didn't see the kick, the ref definitely saw Test rushing out of the ring.
There's that, and then Goldust, like, to my recollection, seemed like he just kind of gave up getting in the ring to break up the pin. Ref hit 1, and he was like, fuck it, I'm just going to crawl.
He said, I ain't getting paid enough for this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is to me easily the worst match so far.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yes.
If not the worst match on the show.
We'll get there. I'll ask that question later.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I really didn't care for this match. Goldust is not the greatest at this time. Christian isn't doing the shit I love Christian for, really.
Yeah.
I don't really care. The Un-Americans thing does nothing for me.
Yeah, I think
I don't get all pissy about that. Like,
I think that's kind of the thing, though, is that like this is 2002.
I was gonna say it's definitely a product of its time. Thinking what happened a little less than a year ago.
Yeah, and because of that, it's like I get it, but I'm also just kind of like anti-American gimmicks just, and I know I've said this before, they just don't do anything for me.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
It's like, oh, I hit America. It's like, okay, dude, but like, are you wrestling though?
Yeah, but can you do a double drop down leapfrog?
Yeah.
Dean, if you love foreign heels, then you'll love Talking Shopomania with the 80s Russians.
Holy shit. Okay, real quick. We watched Talking Shopomania. Listen, they advertised it as the worst pay-per-view ever, and they might have just been right, dude. It was...
Yeah, I'm okay.
The main event is a boner yard match between Chad Too Bad and Sex Ferguson.
That
And
sounds horrible.
my favorite quote, Gallows Sex Ferguson, is punching Carl Anderson, Chad Too Bad. And the whole time they're just like pretty much talking to each other, just talking shit for this match.
Mm-hmm.
And Chad Too Bad's like, "Oh, motherfucker, you're stiff as hell." And Sex Ferguson says, "That's because I never learned how to work."
What the fuck?
Hell
See,
yeah,
when you
bro.
said stiff, I also interpreted it a different way.
Yeah, because of the boner yard match.
Yeah.
Speaking of boners, shot of Times Square in WWE World as we see Jamie Noble and Nydia. How pumped for you, Dean? Because I was so pumped for this.
You know, it was a thing.
Well, anyway, Jamie Noble and Nydia are there, and fans were able to enter a chance to win a makeout session with Nydia. Wait, what? A fucking makeout session with Nydia? Okay. Nothing on that, Dean? You got nothing.
No, all I'll say is the contest I wouldn't enter.
That's fucked up, Dean, bro. That's mean as hell.
I'll tell you what, she starts dressing differently, and maybe we can talk.
Why do you hate how she dresses? We're getting into this. This is SummerSlam, brother.
Because it just makes her look trashy.
That's the
Yes.
point.
I was
I
gonna say
would
because she's
legit-
trashy.
That's the thing, though, and it's just like, I don't want to touch her, man. I don't want to touch her.
Dude, I'm telling you, you're pulling the Funaki thing right now. You're saying you don't want to touch her. Next week, you're going to be all up in it.
Okay, when she changes her clothing, we can talk.
Okay, when she gets that fur coat when her and Jamie win the lottery, you going to touch her? You going to kiss her?
I will hold my judgment for then.
All right. But yeah, the fans were able to win a makeout session with Nydia. Jamie says that he promised some making out, and some making out is what they're going to get. Nydia is checking out the two dudes on stage who were the finalists, and she turns them around to check out the cheeks on them. Jamie Noble says it's time to choose which piece of New York strip steak Nydia wants to devour tonight.
Oh, God.
Nydia has a hard time choosing, but eventually picks the man on the right. Jamie pretty much just tells the other dude to fuck off and literally like shoves him off the stage, which was great. And then Nydia jumps on this dude literally and falls on top of him onto the couch while they make out. Jamie cheers them on while telling Nydia what he always tells her, do that trick with her tongue like you do me.
Oof.
And the second that she jumped onto the dude, I knew that the guy had to have been a plant.
Mm-hmm.
Because, listen, if it was win a kiss, like, I guess that's one thing. You know, kissing booths used to kind of be a thing back in the day, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, this guy got a little handsy. You know?
Yeah.
You can't risk that.
Yeah. Unless... Nah, I'm not going to say anything.
No, say it.
I'm just gonna let
Say
it pass by.
We ain't going on until you say it.
Okay, well,
We'll cut it if it needs cut.
I'll just say that I guess it really depends on how much she's committed to the gimmick. That's all I'll say.
What, with the dude getting antsy?
Yeah, like if it wasn't a plant, then it's like, well, if she's just that committed, but he probably was.
There's no way that dude wasn't playing. You're telling me there's a wrestling fan that attractive?
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Stephanie McMahon and Eric Bischoff backstage in their shared office, and they just saw that Jamie Noble Nydia segment. Bischoff says that he actually kind of likes Nydia and thinks she would make a great addition to Raw, as she's a woman who knows her place in the business.
Oof.
Fuck. Stephanie says that a woman's place in the professional wrestling business is a place like hers, on top. And I typed here sex joke in 3, 2, 1. And Bischoff actually says that we'll see who's on top when RVD beats Benoit for the IC title later tonight. And I was like, oh, well, okay. I really expected him to say something about, like, I'm going to be on top of women, I expected
Yeah.
something like that.
So much sexual tension. So much sexual tension.
Oh, and we get a blow off to that. That's the Halloween episode of SmackDown.
Yeah.
Steph says that RVD will never beat Chris Benoit for the Intercontinental title, and then the segment just kind of ends. Like it was kind of weird. Speaking of kind of weird, there's a lot going on in the very beginnings bits of what is our next match: Chris Benoit versus RVD for the WWE Intercontinental title. This is the only real interpromotional match on the show. And first thing I said is, why is Benoit the champ coming out first? Also, he got no pop.
Still a big shame.
Also, very weird that the WWF logo that's still on this Intercontinental title is blurred right now, but it has not been blurred on SmackDown or Raw. And I said maybe it's because this was released on DVD and VHS, so probably was already blurred for the home release back then.
Yeah, they might not have the
Before-
raw footage.
The network. But that being said, the WWF tag titles aren't blurred.
Yeah, that's true. That's weird.
So
it doesn't make any sense no matter how you cut it or look at it.
Yeah, because I said maybe because it's a Benoit match, no one really watched to check things, like little technical things like that. Because they don't label the Benoit matches on the network. They say like RVD competes in a title match. It does not say RVD versus Chris Benoit.
That is a definite possibility.
Yeah, it only gets weirder after. But at this point, I said, who knows? I don't know what the fucking deal is with that. Story of the match. One of the more layered stories of the show, actually. Chris Benoit won the Intercontinental title from RVD last month on an episode of Raw by cheating. He had his feet on the rope. Shortly after, Benoit was drafted exclusively to SmackDown, leaving Raw without a mid-card title. Luckily for RVD, he actually has a rematch clause in his contract. So even though he's on the Raw roster, he can challenge for what is now essentially a SmackDown title. This is the first and only interpromotional match on SmackDown. Winner gets the Intercontinental title for their respective brand. We get a big pop for RVD. And a tiny thing I didn't really notice until RVD's entrance, Tony Chimmel from SmackDown announced Chris Benoit to the ring as Fink from Raw announced RVD. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's a nice touch.
Both men gear up for a lockup, but RVD kicks Benoit on the leg. And I said, great selling by Benoit. He sells that kick like he just got stung by a bee. Both men go for a lockup, but this time Benoit goes to slap RVD but misses. Both men get very close to locking up once again, but RVD gets 3 high kicks to the chest of Benoit, the third one sending him to the mat. Another kick to the chest, and Benoit powders to the outside. Benoit regroups and gets back in the ring after about 15 seconds. Both men go for a lockup, but RVD strikes again with a low kick, goes for a high chest kick, but Benoit catches that leg for a dragon screw. Thought that was kind of nice. Benoit mounts RVD's back and gets a chin lock on him. Benoit eventually gets shot off the rope, but hits a big shoulder tackle. Whip to the corner, Benoit rushes, but RVD front flips over Benoit, rolls to the opposite corner, and hits a beautiful springboard crossbody for a 2 count. RVD hits a karate kick to Benoit's face, whip to the ropes, Benoit rolls through a clothesline, RVD ducks a clothesline, RVD misses his spin kick, and Benoit absolutely fucking folded RVD in half with a German suplex.
Oh, yes, he did. And Rob even seemed like he went out of his way to like try
Kill
and
himself.
like hold himself in that position after he took the bump too.
It
RVD
was
sells like a
brutal.
motherfucker.
It was, I don't know how you take that bump safely without just landing on your neck.
Yeah. You know, Rob's been working on those neck exercises, man.
Is that what we call smoking joints?
Yeah, you know, I wasn't going there, but you know what? I think that's the direction we should go with that.
Fair enough. Benoit, surprised, he actually slowed down and grounded RVD, running elbows him in the back of the head. RVD rushes face first into the second turnbuckle, get a short arm clothesline by Chris Benoit for a 2 count, backbreaker for a 2 count, a nice snap suplex by Benoit for a 2 count. I'll get some type of shoulder submission onto RVD. And I said wearing down that shoulder will make Benoit get that crippler crossface in even easier. What?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to say something else.
Say it.
I thought you were gonna say he's doing that so Rob can't do the spear.
Ah, fuck, that's funny. Rob Van Dam hitting the spear, bro.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That would have been funny. Okay. RVD is able to roll out of it kind of like an arm drag, but Benoit hits a very stiff looking back elbow. Benoit's lip got busted somewhere in here. I'm not sure exactly where. Goes for a snap suplex, but RVD gets a small package in for a 2 count. Benoit misses a chop and gets backslid for a 2 count. Monkey flip by RVD, and Benoit quickly gets up to hit a clothesline. Head to the corner, chop in the corner, whip to the opposite corner. Benoit rushes but eats a boot. RVD goes for that split-legged moonsault, but Benoit gets the knees up. Benoit does the cutthroat taunt, which I fucking love that taunt. So cool.
Yeah, it's honestly to me like top 10 taunts in wrestling ever.
Oh yeah, the cutthroat gimmick.
Yeah.
Equivalent of putting,
Oh, go ahead.
What do you mean,
I was just gonna say it's equivalent of putting the straps down.
That's true.
Yeah. Because even like comparing it to like when The Undertaker and Kane do it, like Benoit just always looked like he was just about to. I almost said something I shouldn't say.
Oh my god, no!
I wasn't trying to make a joke out of it. I was just like, oh wait, no, it doesn't sound like it. That's not gonna sound good. Even in the right context. I once again not trying to make a joke, but I just realized what that was gonna sound like if I finished that
Man, the
sentence.
dogs are in the enclosed pool area. Yeah, I said it. What you gonna do about it, huh? Fuck you, Bill McKenna. I don't mean that, Bill McKenna. I'm sorry, baby. Benoit does the cutthroat taunt, which gets a good reaction from the crowd. Benoit goes for the diving headbutt, or I think I'm going to start calling it this because it sounds kind of cooler than diving headbutt. For a little bit in like 2000, 2001, he called it Air Canada.
Huh, okay.
Yeah, but RVD sits up at the last second, causing Benoit to miss that headbutt. Spinning leg drop by RVD, and he goes up top, but he misses the 5-star frog splash, which, Dean, I got a trivia question for you. Can you explain why it's called the 5-star frog splash?
Before I answer that, was it called the 5-star frog splash when he was in ECW too?
Yes.
Okay, then that actually breaks my theory then. I actually have no idea.
So, it's actually called the 5-star frog splash. Joey Styles named it in ECW. It was a dig at Dave Meltzer.
Ah, okay.
Apparently, Dave Meltzer did not give good star ratings to ECW. So they kind of turned it around on him, and RVD started calling his the 5-star frog splash.
But come on, we all know who really has the best frog splash.
Who?
Willie Mack with the 6-star frog splash.
Is his frog splash actually good?
You know, I mean, okay.
Oh?
No, okay, let me be serious, though, if I'm honest. Like, it's a good frog splash, but if I'm honest, it's not as good as Rob or Eddie's.
Okay,
it's just called 6-star.
Real quick, don't even at me on this. Top 3 frog splashes. I'd say in no particular order, even though I do say RVD is number 1. RVD, Eddie Guerrero, D'Lo Brown.
You know, I could see that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, something about Chavo's frog splash just never was as...
Probably because he was never anywhere near as big as the other guys.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. It's like something about the way Eddie like just shifted his body in midair. Just it worked in a way just I don't think Chavo ever entirely got down the same way.
Right.
Does Montez crack the top 5 at least?
Oh, fuck. I keep forgetting about Montez Ford. He has an amazing frog splash, too.
Yeah, I think better than D'Lo. Switch them out. Who?
Montez Ford?
Yeah, didn't he like collapse or something?
Oh, you're yeah, he did on Raw.
Yeah.
Bro, Raw Underground, that was...
I actually probably should watch that.
It was interesting.
Okay.
Will it be good? Probably not, but I thought it was something different. It was neat, I guess.
Okay.
Benoit locks in that crippler crossface, and RVD gets his foot on the rope, causing Benoit to let go. We get a quick cut to the GMs watching this match backstage, and Stephanie lets out the most forced. I'm gonna hit you with it. Get him, Benoit. I wanted to die when she said that.
Okay, but you know what? Chris Benoit's her man.
Yeah, dude, after they had that little moment together of how they were going to make The Rock squeal.
Yeah, I'm telling you. There's something going on.
You think Benoit? I'm trying to think of a funny haha sex pun wrestling. I can't say laying the SmackDown. That's Rock.
See, I was gonna say something about unicorns, but he's Pegasus.
Yeah, you think he joined the Mile High Club with that Air Canada? You see what I'm saying? That was forced. That was
Yeah,
that was almost as forced as she going, "Get him, Benoit."
Yeah, but at least it sounded like you meant it.
Yeah, she didn't. I don't think she wanted to cheer for Chris Benoit. I don't know why, but head to the corner, chop, stomp, and a punch by Chris Benoit. RVD is now got his own busted lip. How nice of Benoit to give him one. Maybe a receipt. Who knows?
Maybe.
RVD whipped to the opposite corner, but he gets the elbow up. Van Dam goes for a top rope springboard, but Benoit shoves him over the turnbuckle to the outside into the barricade. And Van Dam starts really selling that shoulder so he can't do the spear. Benoit follows to the outside and gets RVD in a hammerlock and throws him shoulder first into the ring post. RVD thrown in and Benoit follows. Really iffy looking shoulder breaker. And I think Benoit was a little mad that shoulder breaker didn't look good. And he just elbowed RVD in the fucking throat.
Ooh, yeah.
Did you see that? Like, it was rough.
Chris Benoit is like he was really, really anal about everything being perfect.
Yeah, have you ever heard the story about I think it was on the first part of his Dark Side of the Ring, but I'd heard the story before that on Jericho's podcast.
Yeah.
They messed something up in the ring, and it wasn't even that big of a mess up. But then after it, he saw Benoit doing squats. And Jericho was like, "Hey, why are you working out after the match?" He said, "Well, I messed up there. I got to pay for it. I'm doing 500 squats." And then he told Jericho that he had to join him in doing them. I was like, Jesus.
Oh, yeah. And actually, I remember Jericho, I read it, where I heard from it was in A Lion's Tale, his first book. And what he actually said was that, he got up the next day and he could barely move his legs.
I mean, 500 squats does not sound fun.
That's an excessive amount of squats. That's like you're risking actually damaging your body levels of squats.
Yeah. Slap, kick, and a chop by Benoit. Whip off the ropes and another back elbow for a 2 count. And I noticed that a large chunk of the audience was looking away from the match, like opposite of the stage area they're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to find like if there was anything online describing what was going on with that. And I couldn't find anything. I'd imagine either there was a fight in the crowd or a fan got kicked out for holding an inappropriate sign or something.
Because I noticed that too, but I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, I scoured the internet, and by scoured, I mean I looked at the first page of Google results and found nothing. Bow and arrow to RVD. RVD is able to turn the submission around, but Benoit switches it again and knees RVD in the back. We get a nice straight jacket choke by Chris Benoit, and we get some RVD chants. RVD rolls through to get his own straight jacket in, but Benoit knees him in the gut and slams him down by his hair. Leg sweep by RVD, goes for that cartwheel moonsault, but he misses, allowing Benoit to lock in the crippler.
Yeah, that cartwheel moonsault always throws me off every time he does it.
Yeah, because you're always expecting Rolling Thunder.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure JR even called it a Rolling Thunder.
He did.
Yeah.
Dumbass old man.
And I will say I did like the straight jackets only because, it's not a move you see very often.
Yeah, I really do like a nice straight jacket type submission. Or like a straight jacket German. I think Samoa Joe does that.
Oh yeah, those look nasty.
And Cesaro just recently did it. The like straight jacket power bomb that he calls the Ricola bomb. He did it to Kofi through those tables to win the titles.
Oh, the tag titles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because for some reason they're not going to give Cesaro the world title, those cowards.
You know what my thing is? It's like, why does Cesaro always have to be in a tag team?
I don't fucking know, dude. He's such a good wrestler.
He
cut that one bad promo, and that ended it.
It's just why. But I'm sorry. Let's go.
RVD elbows his way out of the crippler and goes to roll through, but Benoit gets the better of it in a roll-up for a 2 count. Hammerlock and RVD thrown shoulder first into the post. Hammerlock and a hammerlock bear hug, which I've never seen by Benoit. And then, oh my God, right here. An amazing, a bridging hammerlock Northern Lights suplex floating over into another one and another one. And then
Oh,
the
yeah.
crippler crossface. I loved that spot so much.
Do Alicia Fox proud.
Cool.
I'm sorry. Damn. Okay.
RVD reaches for the ropes with his free hand, but Benoit grabs it and turns the crossface into a dragon sleeper. RVD powers out and locks in his own crippler crossface to a big pop. Benoit rightfully quickly powers out of his own move and hits a basement dropkick to RVD's face. Punches in the corner, whip to the opposite, but RVD gets the elbow up. Springboard karate kick by RVD. RVD no longer has his ponytail, which is still weird to me, in a 2 count. Benoit goes for a kick. RVD catches it and hits that fake out Enziguri in the Rolling Thunder for a 2 count. Whip to the corner, and RVD goes for the 3 shoulder checks in the corner, but he re-aggravates that injured shoulder. And Benoit goes for a clothesline, but misses it and gets hit with a spinning crescent kick for a 2 count. Whip to the corner, and RVD goes for a monkey flip, but Benoit catches him and puts him up on the turnbuckle. RVD is going for something, but Benoit crotches him. Benoit on the turnbuckle with RVD and clubs him in the back. Benoit goes for a back suplex, or I'm sorry, yes, a back superplex rather. And RVD turns it into a crossbody and a spinning 5-star frog splash for the win. What did you guys think of this match?
Slower than I was expecting in some parts.
Yeah.
Like, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that for a Rob Van Dam match, I was expecting a bit of a faster pace in certain sections. But one thing I will say is that I felt like I wrote here the finish caught me off guard. And I'm like, what? I don't.
Oh, yeah. Damon and I talked about that. It was very abrupt.
Yeah.
It was the superplex turn into the crossbody, straight to the 5-star, and that was the end. Like, that's like nowadays that's a fucking transition spot, the superplex into a crossbody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I will say that there were what I did like about this match though was that there were certain spots where it just felt like they were just really going at each other, like they were really trying to fight each other.
Yeah.
Which I think the certain level of grit did add to this match. Even though, like I said, it was a little slow in some spots, but I still think it had a good level of seriousness and grit to it.
Yeah, the ending was abrupt and a little rushed, it felt like. But I think that's my only complaint. It was a really, really, really good match besides that.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good match. Very hard hitting.
Definitely.
Had a lot on the line. There were stakes to this match. And yeah, I can agree with both of you. The ending was very abrupt. Bischoff and Stephanie backstage. Stephanie looks very annoyed with Eric Bischoff. Bischoff says, never say never, Stephanie. Bischoff tells Stephanie that from now on, she can watch the Intercontinental title on Raw. Stephanie eyes him up and down, then maniacally laughs, leaving Bischoff very confused. You guys got any clue what that's about?
I guess maybe it's about the main event.
Oh, that's what you were thinking?
Yeah.
So okay, let me put it this way. You would think if you had a knowledge of wrestling like what it is nowadays and then this and you just use a little bit of reasoning, you would think she's laughing because she's gonna have the US title on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't happen until July of 2003, so I don't know what the fuck she was laughing about.
Oh. I mean, I guess that's kind of why I thought that it was just like she figured, well, Brock's taking the Undisputed title, so I don't care. Or something.
Yeah, but then that kind of undermines the entire storyline they just did of how much they wanted the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, it does. It does. But that's the only thing I can think of.
Right? Yeah, I don't know what Stephanie's deal was there. It was a creepy laugh, though.
Yeah.
We get a video package for the following contest, Undertaker versus Test. We get an instrumental version of America the Beautiful with stock footage of kids waving the U.S. flag in the U.S. monument. And then hard cut to the upside-down flag in the Un-Americans. Test says the entire world and the Un-Americans hate America. And then we just see some clips that we've seen from the last few weeks that build this match. Story of this match: the Un-Americans hate America, and Undertaker is the all-American badass. You do the fucking math. Test versus Undertaker. Test out by himself, waving that upside-down flag. Taker comes out, doesn't really get much of a pop. We get a lockup, headlock by Test, shot off the ropes and a shoulder tackle, drop down, fucking leapfrog by Undertaker and a hip toss.
Yeah.
Wrist lock and 2 shoulder tackles. Goes for a third, but Test gets him with a knee to the gut. And Taker... Okay, at the time I thought Taker let out a huge scream, but then I remember that Test is a very loud wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
He screams a lot in this match for no discernible reason.
It's that intensity, man.
Because it's a
That
test.
that ruthless aggression.
That ruthless aggression. I had someone at work, which this is interesting. I'm mentioning my work here. Fuck me. They thought I was the one that did the intro bit.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. I don't know why.
I mean, you do it pretty well. I'll give you that.
I mean, you just gotta channel your inner Satan, really just throw it out there,
Yeah. As Jim Ross said, when Stone Cold shook Vince's hand, he's shaking hands with Satan.
That's a great line.
Yeah.
We get another knee to the gut and another knee to the gut. Whip off the ropes. Taker ducks the clothesline and a huge jumping clothesline by Taker, and Test about lands on his neck. It was tough, that bump he took.
Mm-hmm.
2 count after that. Taker gets a wrist lock and yanks down on that arm. Taker goes for old school, which gets a huge pop, but Test throws the ref into the ropes, causing Taker to get crushed on the top rope. Do you guys remember Biker Undertaker doing old school a lot?
Hardly.
No, not really. Yeah, I kind of associated that more with later in his run.
Yeah, more so later in his run. He did a little bit, like he had to have done a little bit before.
Yeah.
Taker clothesline off of the apron, and he bumps into the barricade. Test to the outside and gets 2 punches in on the Undertaker. Taker comes back with a kick and a punch. Taker goes to whip Test into the stairs, but Test reverses, and Taker hits those steps knees first. He always kind of bumped into the steps like that. So, kind of similar to how Mankind always did it.
Mm.
Test rolls into the ring to break up the count and right back outside. A stomp to the back of Undertaker's head. Taker gets thrown back in and Test follows. Stomps and a punch to Undertaker. Taker's head into the corner. 3 back elbows and a choke with his boot by Test. Taker starts to come back with 3 headbutts to Test's gut, which kind of looks like he was giving him a fucking blowy. But Test knees Taker in the head. Taker whipped into the corner and a clothesline by Test. Test and Undertaker trade punches until Test gets another knee to the gut. Clothesline by Test. Armbar by Test. Taker kind of sort of did the sit-up spot. Like it kind of looks like he rolled his eyes to the back of his head.
Mm.
And the crowd did pop a little for it, so sure, whatever. Taker gets out with punches to the gut. Test goes for a clothesline, but Taker ducks it. They awkwardly stand there for a second, and Taker hits a back suplex. Taker misses an elbow drop. Both men trade punches until Test gets a knee to the gut, just like earlier. Taker whipped off the ropes, but hits a running DDT, 2 count. Old school by Undertaker. Clothesline in the corner by Undertaker. Whip to the opposite corner and snake eyes. Taker goes for that big boot, but Test ducks and kicks him in the gut. Test goes for the pump handle slam, but Taker floats over and out of it. It's Goozle time, but Test elbows his way out of that choke slam. Test goes for his big boot, but Taker ducks, goozies, and hits the choke slam on Test for only a 2 count. Taker gets Test in position for the last ride, but Lance Storm comes out. Storm gets up on the apron, and Taker throws him over the top rope to the inside. Christian slides in the ring, is immediately thrown into the corner. Taker hits 2 running clotheslines in the corner to both Christian and Storm. Goozle and chokeslam to both Storm and Christian. Then Test hits that running big boot and only a 2 count for his finisher. And Test freaks out about it. Test exits the ring and grabs a steel chair. Referee Jack Doan tries to take the chair from him, but Jack Doan's holding onto the chair, and Test yanks the chair so hard that Jack Doan falls to the mat. And while the ref is down, Taker big boots the chair into Test's face. Tombstone for the 3 count. The USA wins. What do you guys think of this match?
So I really tried to interject at some points in that, but I'm like, I just don't have anything to say about this match.
Also, I mean, real talk, I was kind of flying through it because, yeah, this match wasn't much anything.
Yeah, like I will say, like, legitimately, the stuff I remember most are like, oh yeah, some of like Test Strikes looked really good,
Yeah,
but
Test had some good stuff, I guess. A lot of
yeah, but
knees to the gut.
that's really all I got to say. This match just felt like a big nothing to me.
Yeah, it didn't do anything for me. Damon?
Yeah, it didn't do much for me either. Although my favorite part was the end, like the last 2 minutes, not only because it was ending, but also,
Okay.
well, you know, but also because like Undertaker wrecked house, and that's always a good time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I said pretty meh big man matches, a lot of punches and kicks. Uh, as we've talked about here a few times now, the feud never roped me in. Nah, I guess I'm not much of a patriotic person. And after this, Taker grabs the American flag from the crowd and celebrates it with it in the ring.
Which is actually a scene I recognize pretty well because it was part of his Titantron eventually.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Though, okay, so now that we're here, though, which was better, this or the tag match?
This.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't. Okay. I was hoping you guys would disagree with me, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
After this, we get a video package for our next contest, Triple H versus Shawn Michaels, set to the theme song for SummerSlam. Is this a top 10 video package at WWE? Because I think it is.
Oh, yeah. I'd say
This was a
so.
great video package.
Yeah.
Story of this match, I would say easily the most personal and emotional match of SummerSlam 2002. In March of 1998, Shawn Michaels had to retire due to both a broken back and drug addiction. After his retirement, his former DX partner, Triple H, became one of the top guys in professional wrestling. Last month, Triple H brought Shawn Michaels to Raw to be his manager, but Shawn was hesitant about it. Later that night, Triple H and Shawn Michaels agreed, you know what, we're going to get the band back together. We're bringing back DX. But that was a fake out as Triple H pedigreed Shawn in the center of the ring. Triple H said it was because of Shawn's ego. Shawn's ego just wouldn't allow himself to be in Triple H's corner. And during that promo, HBK is found beaten and bloodied backstage. And this worries Triple H as he claims he didn't do it. Triple H goes around the locker room. He's threatening, he's interrogating anyone that could have done it. But Shawn later reveals security camera footage that Triple H is in fact the one that attacked him. Shawn vows to step out of retirement not to wrestle, but to fight Triple H at SummerSlam. There is one small catch, though. Due to Shawn Michaels' back injury, WWE and Eric Bischoff did not feel comfortable officially sanctioning the match, meaning that anything goes in this match technically doesn't count. Triple H says it will count, though, because he will cripple the Heartbreak Kid. Our next contest. My favorite wrestler of all time. Coming back, Shawn Michaels versus Triple H, unsanctioned matchup. And as Damon told me, Shawn Michaels' entrance is, what'd you call it, Damon?
It's like God himself came back.
Like, it's Shawn Michaels' music hits and the crowd pops big. We're getting pyro, confetti, the whole 9 yards. Shawn is wearing his sequin vest and the chaps over jeans and a T-shirt. The T-shirt does say Philippians 4:13, which is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I'd imagine most people that listen to this podcast would know, Shawn became a born-again Christian during his retirement, which he credits with helping turn his life around. Shawn does his trademark pose in the center of the ring, and the pyro goes off behind him. The GOAT this man is. How'd you guys feel about that entrance? I liked it.
I liked it too, but I know she said goat.
What?
I know you're not talking about Daniel Bryan.
I love
weird.
Daniel Bryan. And I get that they called him the GOAT because of his beard, which was dumb, but like, you know.
I don't know, man. Seems like you're appropriating a nickname.
Shut the fuck up. What if I just got like real angry about it?
It's like you start like kayfabing anger.
Oh yeah, brother.
I thought it was a really good entrance, though. Like, all jokes aside, and like I'll shit on Shawn Michaels just for the funny haha, but like, no, that it really sold this dude hasn't been back in action in 4 or so years.
Oh yeah, It was a really good entrance. It really was.
Yeah.
Triple H is out, and this piece of shit still got a face pop. And you got my word, from here on out, and by from here on out, I mean till the end of this match for the most part, really. I'm done mentioning his pop every match until he gets a full heel reaction.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because something ain't happening yet. Power of yet. We'll get to that. Both men in the ring, and Shawn throws his shirt in Triple H's face, and he starts punching Triple H to a huge pop. Triple H tries to throw Shawn out of the ring, but Shawn gets back in immediately and tackles Triple H. Mounted punches by Shawn Michaels, and Triple H eventually gets him off, pushes him off. Triple H goes for a punch, but it's blocked, and Shawn gets even more punches in. Triple H gets a headlock in, shoved off the rope, and he hits a shoulder tackle, drop down in an iffy-looking leapfrog by Shawn Michaels, and Shawn tosses Triple H over the top rope to the outside. And I would like to say it's possible that leapfrog looked weird. Obviously, ring rust, guy hasn't been back in 4 years, but I personally want to credit it to the guy is wearing tight jeans.
Yeah, that was something I thought about too. That's a definite possibility.
It's probably a mixture of both. Big pescado to the outside onto Triple H by Shawn Michaels. Mounted punches by Shawn. Shawn gets off of him, which actually allows Triple H to get a knee to the gut. Triple H tries to throw Shawn headfirst into the ring post, but Shawn gets a boot up on the steps to stop himself, and Triple H is thrown headfirst into the post. Triple H back in the ring, and Shawn follows. So Triple H rolls right back out. He wants nothing to do with Shawn at this point. Shawn has shown that he can still fend for himself. But Shawn decides to follow Hunter to the outside. Clothesline by Shawn Michaels to Triple H. Shawn pulls out a trash can and the trash can lid from under the ring. The can is thrown into the ring, and Shawn tries to hit Triple H with the lid, but Triple H gets a knee to Shawn's gut. Shawn is snake-eyed into the barricade, hitting chest first. Triple H back in the ring. Triple H tries to pull Shawn back in by his hair, but Shawn Michaels, throws that trash can lid behind himself and hits Triple H in the head. Shawn skins the cat to get back in the ring, which got a big pop, and a clothesline to Triple H. Trash can driven in to Triple H's head. Shawn up top in a diving axe handle. Shawn goes for the sweet chin music, but Triple H ducks and hits a backbreaker, which gets a huge reaction. The crowd's like, "Oh no!
He
injured back."
They really milked that to perfection in this match.
Oh, definitely. And right here, Shawn sold it like death. We get another backbreaker, and I know Triple H wasn't lying. He's trying to cripple Shawn Michaels. Head to the corner, whip to the corner, and Shawn hits the turnbuckle back first and just bumps off of it. Shawn thrown into the opposite corner in a beautiful, what's the word I'm looking for? Like shot. He gets whipped into that corner and just falls to his knees in pain. And Triple H just looks into his eyes and it does the DX crotch chop, the goal of this man right now.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He stomps Shawn right in the chest. 3 elbows to the back of Shawn Michaels and a 2 count. And this bothered me. Why would Triple H want the match over that early?
Yeah, that is true. I actually, when that happened, I was like, wait, why are you trying to end it so quickly? If anything, you would think that Triple H wouldn't even be attempting to go for a pin. You'd think he would just keep beating on him and beating on him and beating on him until he stopped moving.
He was going to beat him until he can't come.
Oh, damn.
Damon and I have been throwing that one around. I'm going to start using that in promos on the indies. You don't like that one?
Nah, you can use it.
Cool, sweet. I came up too sweet. I had 2 reasons of maybe why Triple H would want to end the match that early. Maybe he's having second thoughts. Or he wants it over quick now because he's seen what Shawn Michaels can really do.
That is, I will say I do, in that regard, I'd lean more toward the latter.
Yes.
I could see that.
Triple H exits the ring and grabs a steel chair. He gets back in the ring, chair to Shawn's back, and Shawn just collapses flat on the mat. But only a 2 count. Punches to Triple H's gut, trading punches, but Triple H hits a knee to the gut. He goes for the vertical suplex, but Shawn floats over and gets an O'Connor roll-up for a 2 count. Punches to Triple H, whip off the ropes, but Triple H hits that knee face buster. DDT by Triple H onto the chair, but only a 2 count. and Shawn starts bleeding from the head after that. Triple H rips off Shawn's own belt and starts whipping him in the back with it twice. Triple H wraps the belt and its buckle around his fist and he punches Shawn right in that cut on his forehead. We get a punch without the belt. Triple H gets out of the ring and he grabs old Sledgy, his sledgehammer. Triple H gets back in the ring and referee Earl Hebner tries to stop him, but Triple H just fucking pie faces him. Shawn gets 2 kicks to the gut and starts getting some punches to the gut, some punches to the face. Whip reverse, and Shawn once again hits back first in that turnbuckle, and Triple H locks in the abdominal stretch. I got a little pissed here. Triple H grabs the ropes for leverage, which is legal in this match. It's an unsanctioned match. Anything goes.
Yeah.
And Earl Hebner, this dumbass old man, he starts screaming at Triple H as if he's not allowed to do it. And then Triple H lets go, and he gets into a big shouting match with Earl Hebner. And Triple H shoves Earl Hebner, and then Hebner shoves him back. And then Triple H starts selling Earl Hebner, yelling at him, which pissed me off. This is supposed to be a serious match. Like,
he's
why
worried
the hell?
He's worried Earl Hebner might screw him.
Oh, good point.
Fuck. I didn't even think of that.
He's facing Shawn Michaels, mind you.
Well, my point really, like, Triple H could murder Earl Hebner with one arm.
Yeah.
Just,
You underestimate Earl Hebner's power level.
Earl Hebner, you think he could whip my ass? Real talk, you think Earl Hebner could take me?
No.
I don't think now, no.
Okay, let's talk 2002 Earl Hebner. You think he could take me? You think maybe? Really?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't see Earl Hebner as a particularly threatening figure.
That's true. He's goofy.
Yeah.
Punches to Triple H's gut, kick to the gut, and a punch to the face. But Triple H knees Shawn Michaels in the gut. Shawn put up on the top turnbuckle, both men fighting up top, and Shawn punches Triple H off. Shawn goes for his signature elbow drop off the top rope, but Triple H shoves Earl Hebner into the ropes, causing Shawn to get crotched on the top rope. After crotch, Shawn is draped over the top turnbuckle, basically like a reverse trio Joey Lawrence, with his back facing the ring. Triple H hits Shawn in the tailbone with that chair.
Ooh, yeah.
Triple H sets the chair up at, like, if you were to sit into a folding chair, and he backbreakered Shawn onto the metal seat, bending the chair. And I typed, fuck. That is a hell of a bump.
And once again, though, I think it was necessary only because, and I know you said you're not going to talk about it until he actually gets full on heel heat, but I think they really needed to drive home that Triple H is being an absolute bastard in this match to get people to boo him.
Definitely. That spot right there with the backbreaker onto the steel chair gets a holy shit chant, but only a 2 count. And Triple H goes for 2 more covers, but can only get a 2 count. He cannot put Shawn Michaels away. Sidewalk slam onto the flattened chair. He does the same thing. He gets the 2 count 3 times. Triple H starts screaming at Shawn Michaels, and I could not hear what he was saying, but I think I heard the word enough, so I think he was trying to tell Shawn, like, listen, this is enough. You just need to stay down for your own good. Mm-hmm. Triple H goes for the pedigree on the chair, but Shawn hits a big low blow. Triple H goes to swing the chair, but Shawn hits the sweet chin music, causing the chair to collide with Hunter's head. And Triple H is bleeding profusely from the head. This man was covered in blood.
Oh, yeah. Funny enough, I actually wrote down here, in my head, remembering this match, I remembered Triple H bleeding less and Shawn bleeding more.
It's quite the opposite in this matchup.
Yeah.
Punches to Triple H's forehead cut. Whip reverse and the flying forearm by Shawn. He does the kip up for a huge pop. 2 punches and a back body drop to Triple H, where Triple H almost hits his ass off the foot of the chair. Big chair shot to Triple H's head. And that's why I noted that Shawn's cut is like pretty much closed up at this point, and he's like sweat all the blood off of him. But Triple H is absolutely covered.
Oh, yeah.
Full crimson mask, and he's got blood all on his chest. And, like, obviously it's gross, but it always looks awesome in wrestling and adds drama to the match. Makes it seem more violent, definitely.
Especially for a match like this, I think they needed blood to really sell it.
Yeah, like, I don't like watching steel cage matches now.
Mm-hmm.
There's no blood. Like, it doesn't feel any more violent than a regular match, really.
Yeah, I think, and I don't get me wrong, I understand there are certain things that should be banned in wrestling. Like, I totally get why WWE doesn't do chair shots to the head anymore, but I just think like the lack of blading sometimes can kill the drama of certain matches.
I wish they could blade.
Yeah,
It's really not that. That's the least of their concerns.
yeah. Like, if anything, as long as people aren't, and especially if you're testing your wrestlers for all these different things, and also, like, just don't share blades, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I've never even heard of anyone sharing a blade, really.
The only time that happened was like, and it wasn't even a sharing a blade. It was like this indie wrestler who was going to get signed to WWE, but Abdullah the Butcher was like,
Hannibal.
yeah, and Abdullah the Butcher kept stabbing him with his blade, and he ended up contracting like a hepatitis B or C because of that.
Yeah, now that is a sad story, but fuck Hannibal. He's a piece of shit. Just like to throw that out.
Oh damn. Okay. Okay.
He like okay, so he came up at the same time as like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens in Canada,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess he's all pissy that Kevin Owens has made it big and he didn't. So now because he has like a podcast and YouTube channel, he just shit talks Kevin Owens anytime he can.
That's really petty.
Yeah, like he had Sid Vicious on his podcast, and he asked Sid Vicious what he thought of Kevin Owens, as if Sid even fucking knows who that is. It's like, why?
It just, that really, because the thing is, it doesn't even. I mean, at least maybe I'm missing something, but it doesn't even sound like it's a matter of Kevin even did anything. It's just that
I've got no clue. I've heard from some shoot interviews that Kevin Owens could be a bit of a prick.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard the same thing about Sami Zayn too.
Yeah,
they can be kind of hard to work with.
Yeah. So maybe that's it. I saw a story on Reddit. And apparently one time some dude in the crowd asked Kevin Owens, like, you and Sammy got signed. Why didn't Hannibal get signed? And Kevin Owens said, oh, probably because WWE only wants Canadian guys that can work.
Ooh.
I was like, oh, shit.
Ooh.
But Irish Whip reversed and reversed again. And Triple H bumps over the top turnbuckle to the outside and flies into the barricade, which was always cool looking. Sean follows him to the outside and a trash can lid to Triple H's head. 2 belt whips to Triple H's back. Trash can to Triple H's head. Trash can lid to Triple H's head again. Triple H bumps over the SmackDown announce table. A "We want table" chant because these fucking greedy fucks. Are you kidding me? These guys are dying out there and you want tables? Come on. Shawn Michaels takes off Spanish announcer Hugo Savanovich's shoe and hits Triple H in the head with it. And did you catch what Jerry Lawler said?
I'm scared to ask what he said now.
He said that was a heel for a heel, which is a very insider term for the second biggest show of the year.
I'm actually surprised that, I wonder if Vince said anything to him after the show.
I don't know. That's very weird to say. Bulldog on the steps to Triple H. Shawn gets a ladder out from under the ring, which gets a huge pop. Shawn runs the top of the ladder into Triple H's head and then his gut while he's on the ground 3 times. Shawn leans the ladder against the turnbuckle post. Whip reverse, but Shawn stops himself from hitting the ladder, punches Triple H and catapults him into the ladder. 2 count on the inside of the ring. Shawn goes to bring the ladder to the ring, but Triple H baseball slides the ladder into Shawn's ribs, and it was very weird seeing Triple H do a baseball slide.
Yeah, that was interesting. I get why he did it, but that's just not something I would expect to see him do.
Yeah. Triple H to the outside, mounted punches to Shawn Michaels. Shawn thrown back in, and Triple H goes to the top rope, but Shawn punches him and climbs up to the top rope and hits a superplex for a 2 count. Whip reversed, and Shawn hits a very impressive tilt-a-whirl roll-up pin for a 2 count.
Oh, yeah, that was sweet. Sweet. Too sweet? Okay.
Too sweet, ski brother. Off the ropes, and Triple H hits a flying knee for a 2 count. Triple H starts bringing the stairs in the ring. And he goes to hit Shawn in the head with them, but Shawn drop toe holds him. So Triple H hits his head on the steps. Do you remember when Big Show took that spot and he got that nasty gash on his head?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that was rough. Fun fact, I think that'll actually be one of the very last pay-per-views we cover.
Oh, okay.
That's like One Night Stand 2008,
Oh,
which I'm pretty sure was. I think that's the last TV 14 pay per view they did.
it is. Okay. Didn't they like? Wasn't like the next one was like the Great American Bash or the Bash or something was like when they officially went PG.
Yeah, but then John Cena tried to commit vehicular manslaughter on JBL, and Mark Henry screamed, "Since when was murder PG?"
Yeah. Mark Henry.
Somebody about to get a wig split. Nothing on that, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Really?
man. You know.
Damn, bro. God, fans are hard out here, man. Whip reversed and Sean hits an oh, I already said that. God damn it. Keep that in. That was me being a dumbass old man like Earl Hebner. Where am I even at? We started talking about Mark Henry. I got lost thinking about old sexual chocolate.
The great former world champion Mark Henry.
Yeah, Hall of Pain. Yeah, after that drop toe hold spot, Triple H gets clotheslined out of the ring. Sean pulls a table out from under the ring, which gets a big pop. Sean sets up the table, hits Triple H in the head with a fire extinguisher that he got, which gets Triple H onto the table. Sean goes in the ring. He gets up on the top rope, and he does that Sammy Guevara thing where he points his head and goes, "I'm crazy." And then he dives off the top rope to the outside through a table on Triple H, which actually gets a bit of a holy shit chant.
That table exploded.
Oh, yeah, I loved it. It looked awesome. Triple H crawls back in the ring, and Sean brings the ladder in the ring. Sean sets up the ladder, climbs to the top, hits his signature elbow to a huge pop. Sean starts firing up. He starts tuning up the band for Sweet Chin music. But oh shit, Triple H catches the boot. Triple H goes for the pedigree, but Sean gets a jackknife pin for the 3 count. Huge pop. Sean goes to celebrate, but Triple H hits Sean in the back with a sledgehammer twice. Sean might just end up that crippled mess Hunter said he would be. And finally, Triple H got booed.
Thankfully.
Medics run to the ring to stretcher Sean out while Triple H limps to the back. And I write, Sean may have won the match, but at what cost? His ability to walk? What'd you guys think of this match?
Yeah, 3 out of 5.
Okay. Funny. Interesting.
To be serious though, this match I think really was a very story-heavy match, which that kind of goes without saying, but I think it does contrast a lot with the other matches on this show before, in the sense that even the other matches I thought were good, there wasn't like a big like story going into it. This one felt like it was really much more emotionally heavy. Like I felt like I was kind of like leaning on to every move. That's probably not the right way to put it, but like every move I was kind of like just like, how do I, what's the way
you were on the edge of your seat.
Let's go with that.
Very enthralled.
Yeah. Like
you were kind of like when someone's cutting a good promo, you were hanging on to every word, but you were hanging on to every move.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Thank you. Yeah. Just because it felt like every move had a larger purpose to telling the overall story of the match. And I think it was nice because everything built on to the last thing. And the ending, I will say this, obviously we knew what the finish was going to be. Yeah. I think though the finish was probably a good idea because then you could have Sean win, but it wasn't like a definitive like Triple H fully got his ass kicked victory. Triple H can get his heat back, and then you can go somewhere after this. Especially since it's Sean's first match back, I think it would be hard to just drop this feud right after this match.
Definitely. Damon?
Yeah, I mean, Dean said pretty much everything I was going to say, but adding on to like it's not definitive that Triple H got his ass kicked and we can continue the feud. Like, yeah, I'm thinking like now Shawn Michaels, while he won, has to come back for revenge. Even more so.
Right. I thought it was a tremendous match. Amazing story leading into SummerSlam. We got that feel-good, like heartwarming moment seeing Shawn come back after being gone for 4 years. I don't even think it looked like he missed a day. Both men gave it everything they had. And something we didn't talk about during the match because there was so much happening in this match, but JR's commentary killed it in this match.
Oh yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah.
he at one point he was saying, "Oh my god, I don't even see Sean's legs moving," like he was scared for him. At one point he said, "Earl Hebner, just fast count this damn thing so Sean can get out alive." And he talks about how much of a despicable human Triple H was being. All in all, amazing match. So after that, we gotta go into something not amazing because Howard Finkel's in the ring. He says that before the main event, he has a few things he'd like to get off his chest because this is what you book for goddamn SummerSlam, apparently.
Hey, it's the co-main event, man.
Hell yeah, brother. Fink says that this is the first pay-per-view that he's announced in this arena since WrestleMania 2. Cool. Fink says that that's a little thing called commitment. Fink says that the MLB may be going on strike, even though they didn't. But you'll always have the Fink trademark for trademark and Fink. Trish Stratus's music hits. Fink looks like he's about to commit manslaughter on Trish. He looked so pissed. Did you notice that?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I did. Yeah.
Fink says, "Now hold on, honey. You slapped me in the face 2 weeks ago. The week after, you pushed me into a pool of mud. And even if you're in what Howard Finkel's quote, an arena full of Long Island skanks, that doesn't mean that Trish Stratus is hot stuff and can interrupt the Fink trademark." Trish said that she knows that she ain't hot stuff and can interrupt Fink. And she feels really bad for what she's done. And she wanted to apologize. Trish says that she's been listening to Fink all night. And she never realized how the Fink's voice makes her so wet. She didn't say that exactly. But she said that his voice was very sexy.
Yeah.
Trish says that she has a little surprise for Fink. She takes off her cowboy hat, and Fink says, he's feeling some chemistry. He says, Trish, it's really a dog-eat-dog world. After all, Trish, you have your puppies, and I have my wiener, a.k.a. my cock and balls.
Subtle.
Very subtle, man, Howard Finkel is. You guys remember the game show Dog Eat Dog?
Yeah.
No, I never saw that.
It was like... I don't even know, man. It was... What the fuck even was it, now that I think about it? Like, there was just a bunch of people doing competitions, and there was a pool of water, and...
Yeah, and I think if you got eliminated, you had to go in the pool or something. It was weird.
No, there was like a dog. They called it like the dog cage or something.
I don't know.
I don't remember. There was a whole thing. I don't really remember it, actually, now that I think about it. But I remember liking it. Trish says, that's true, Howard Finkel. You do have a penis. But I want to start this slow with a hug. They hug, and Howard enjoys that hug. Trish says, but the real surprise, it's actually Lillian Garcia, who was already behind Fink. And that's when I noticed that mat is still covered in Shawn Michaels and mostly Triple H's blood, which is gross. Lillian slaps Fink in the face, and he takes a bump off of it. And then she kicks Fink in his wiener, a.k.a. his schlong. And they both bump because fuck you. Trish raises Lillian's hand to no pop whatsoever, and a referee checks on the Fink.
Well, that accomplished a lot.
Yeah, I was so enthralled. JR says on commentary that SmackDown's Michael Cole and Taz will be calling the main event. Fun fact, Paul Heyman pushed very, very hard to get Michael Cole and Taz to call the main event.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, Vince McMahon said that he felt that the A-show commentary should always close the show. But Heyman, I would say rightfully argued, well, this is a SmackDown match that is main eventing, so SmackDown should call it. And Heyman, being the orator that he is, used this fact in a speech to actually fire up the SmackDown roster before SummerSlam started. Have you ever seen from Beyond the Mat, the speech he does before Barely Legal?
The one where he talks about how they've been rejected and no one wants them, and
Yeah, the classic. We're gonna go up to him. We're gonna say, "Fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right." That's a classic, dude. That's all time.
yeah.
Also, Beyond the Mat, amazing movie. I think it's still on Netflix.
Okay.
Love that movie. I've seen it 4 times. It is sad because Jake the Snake Roberts does crack in a hotel at one point. It's a whole thing. Video package for our main event. What, you didn't like me mentioning Jake Roberts smoking crack? Dean?
Oh, I thought you were talking to Damon. No, I didn't
Oh
have
no,
a problem with
you
it.
went. You went
I did?
a little bit.
Oh. I don't
You know,
know.
I hear things with my headphones. You know, it's
Oh,
interesting.
I'm sorry. I didn't even know I did that. Maybe I was just kind of taking a breath. I don't know.
I realize that I've been coming off very aggressive this episode, and I don't know why, and I want to apologize to
Because
everybody.
you're mean.
Okay, very funny.
You're a big meanie head.
About to get me fucking canceled again.
Mm-hmm.
Video package for our main event: Brock Lesnar versus The Rock for the WWE Undisputed title. Story of the match: Brock Lesnar won the King of the Ring in June, meaning he would get a shot for the Undisputed title at SummerSlam, whoever the champion would be by then. On July's pay-per-view, Vengeance, The Rock beat The Undertaker and Kurt Angle in a triple threat to win the title. Since then, Brock has been destroying anyone in his path to show The Rock what will happen to him at SummerSlam. And here we are, main event of SummerSlam 2002. Brock Lesnar taking on The Rock for the WWE Undisputed title. And no obligatory big pop for The Rock. The pop he gets is rather small here. Rock places the title down on the ramp, and he just charges the ring where Brock already is. Brock goes for a punch, but Rocky blocks it and gets his own punches in before Lesnar hits a belly-to-belly for a 2 count. And then it starts. We get some very loud Rocky sucks chants.
Yeah.
And I looked into it. Apparently, many people in New York, as they are more of a smarky town, they knew that this was Rock's final match for a while, and he was going to Hollywood. And they saw that as him selling out, which Brock Lesnar will find out what that feels like in 2 years on WrestleMania 20, because he gets the same reaction when they find out he's going to the NFL and Goldberg was leaving. That match is a fucking shit show.
Yeah.
We get 2 big backbreakers to The Rock for a 2 count. We then get some pretty loud Rocky chants. New York is very split on The Rock in this matchup. 5 shoulder checks in the corner by Lesnar. Lesnar knees Rock to the outside of the ring. Heyman sneaks a kick to The Rock's ribs while Lesnar distracts referee Mike Chioda. Lesnar to the outside and clotheslines Rock over the barricade into the crowd. Lesnar hops the barricade and lifts Rock up over his head and drops him sternum first on the barricade. Clothesline back over the barricade, and Lesnar follows. Rock thrown back into the ring, and Lesnar follows once again. Belly to belly by Lesnar for a 2 count. Rock gets in some punches, goes off the ropes, but Heyman swipes the Rock's legs out from under him. We get an elbow by Lesnar and another one, some stomps by Brock Lesnar. While Lesnar is talking to referee Mike Chioda, Heyman chokes The Rock on the apron. And, I understand that they're doing it so Brock gets some heel heat, but Brock does not need some old dude's help.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie. There was kind of that part of me when that happened. I was like, Rock, just kind of shove him off.
Yeah, at the same time, shouldn't Rock be able to just easily beat his ass?
Yeah, you'd think.
Like we saw Global Warning.
Yeah.
Rock hits some punches, whip reversed. Lesnar goes for a back body drop, but is kicked. Spinning power slam by Brock for a 2 count. Some more Rocky sucks chants. Shoulder checks in the corner by Brock. A big running shoulder check. He goes for another running shoulder check, but Rock moves, causing Lesnar to hit his shoulder onto the post.
Oof.
He took all of that.
Yeah, he did. That was genuine pain. That looked terrible.
Yeah. Back suplex by The Rock, and both men are down. And we get a double kip up for a pop. Both guys doing a kip up at the same exact time. Very impressive seeing a dude the size of Brock Lesnar doing a kip up. It's terrifying.
I will say he didn't quite do it, though.
He did use his hand
to
plant himself. But here, okay, I think I said this on the podcast. It's weird that we're only 7 episodes in and I can't even remember some of the shit I've said on here, which is probably going to bite me in the ass one day when I run for president. But did I mention that I watched Brock Lesnar versus Mark Hunt at UFC 200 and I was absolutely terrified how fast Brock Lesnar could move?
I don't think you mentioned that, but I actually saw that fight too. Yeah.
The fight starts and Brock Lesnar is 6'3", 280 pounds. And I swear to God, he sprints that 20-foot octagon in about 1.5 seconds.
Doesn't he go for a flying knee?
Nah,
Yeah, I might be thinking.
remember.
You know what? I might be thinking of his match with Randy Couture.
I was gonna say, I think he went for a takedown because that entire fight he just kept Mark Hunt on the ground.
Yeah, because Mark Hunt, like I think Brock didn't want to trade strikes with Mark Hunt during that
Mark
match.
Hunt's known for being a hell of a striker.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know much about MMA, but I know Mark Hunt is known for his fucking punches.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of punches, Rock gets some punches, whip reverse, but Rock gets a clothesline that Brock does not bump for. Goes for another clothesline, same result. Brock goes for his own, but Rock ducks and hits a third running clothesline that knocks Lesnar down. DDT by The Rock for a 2 count. Rock goes for the sharpshooter, but Heyman jumps on the apron. So Rock lets go that sharpshooter, punches Heyman off. A very loose-looking dragon screw, and Rock locks in the sharpshooter to a lot of boos. And we get a "Let's Go Lesnar" chant.
Oh yeah, and I gotta say, we've talked about the Rock sharpshooter a couple times here. I gotta say, it really did not look like this one in particular did not look like it was doing anything to Brock at all.
Yeah, his sharpshooter's really bad.
Like it looked like he just like wrapped his legs, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna tweak your legs a little bit. Didn't even look like it really had any pressure on his back at all.
Yeah, if you're not Canadian or Cesaro, don't do the sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Not allowed.
Cesaro got it secondhand, so he has an excuse.
Yeah, he got a second hand from his homeboy Tyson Kidd. So
yeah.
Brock raises his hand up to tap, but Heyman jumps up on the apron and throws a chair in the ring at the same time. Rock brings Heyman in over the top rope. Rock goes for the rock bottom, but Lesnar clubs him in the back. Ref Mike Chioda is trying to get Heyman out of the ring. During that, Lesnar hits Rock in those injured ribs with the steel chair. Lesnar locks Rock in that bear hug. Rock starts punching his way out, but Lesnar turns into a cool, like, spinning back suplex.
Yeah.
Waist lock on the mat by Lesnar. Very loud "Let's Go Lesnar" chants. Brock bridges Rocky for a 2. Waist lock continues, another bridge for a 2. Rock begins to pass out, but then he begins to power out, and the crowd starts booing.
Just damn.
Yeah, it's a very rough one for him.
Yeah.
Rock.
And there are points, especially during the sharpshooter from earlier. You can see the Rock's actually getting visibly pissed.
Oh yeah. After he hits a clothesline at one point, it's like in the very closing sequence. He like, you can see his entire face, and he has the look on his face of what the fuck, like he didn't know what was going on. Rock punches his way out of that waistlock bear hug. Some more punches. Heyman gets up on the apron again, and Rock actually low blows Lesnar this time. That's not going to get the crowd on your side, idiot.
Nope.
Brock rushes Rocky into the corner for a big pop. Running shoulder check, goes for another, but Rock hits a clothesline. Punches, and a spit punch sends Brock flying over that top rope again. Rock follows him to the outside. He starts undressing the Spanish announce table. He takes off the banner cover thing, starts ripping out the monitors. Heyman goes to attack Rock from behind, but Rock turns around, and Heyman very audibly screams, "Oh, shit!" Which was great.
Yeah.
Rock throws Heyman headfirst into the table and clotheslines Lesnar back down. A huge catapult into the ring post for Brock Lesnar. Lesnar's jumped right into that.
Oh yeah, like Lesnar just throws himself around so much.
Yeah. Rock bottom through the announce table to Paul Heyman. Brock thrown back in the ring, and Rock follows. And Rock bottom to Brock Lesnar, but only for a 2 count, which gets a huge pop. Brock gets up, and he hits the Brock bottom. He hits his own rock bottom for only a 2 count.
Okay, I'm glad you said it that way. I was going to say something if you didn't.
Yeah. Whip reversed, and the Rock hits a spine buster. Rock hits the ropes, but Brock gets up and gets a huge clothesline, goes for the F5, but Rock lands on his feet. He starts punching Brock Lesnar, goes for the rock bottom, but Brock elbows his way out, goes for the rock bottom again, but Brock spins out of it, hits the F5, and wins the Undisputed title to a huge pop.
It's kind of crazy, like, honestly. Not the Brock won, just like the way the crowd reacted to all of this.
And at this time, in 2002, Brock Lesnar was the youngest ever WWE champion, 24 years old.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of this match?
You know, not my favorite match, not even my second favorite match.
Same.
But I would also still say I still enjoyed it, though. I did.
It was fine. It was,
Yeah.
I'll let Damon go first or next, I guess.
I really enjoyed it. My only real gripe was Heyman's involvement. Like you
Yeah.
said, like he didn't need to help Lesnar. Lesnar had it.
Yeah, and I also have to say, and this isn't even just this match in particular, but it does bug me a little bit how they keep insisting on giving Brock semi-dirty wins. I kind of wish they would
Yeah.
just. I wish they just like. I really would have preferred if he just beat The Rock flat out, no help. He just won because he's Brock.
Yeah, I thought it was a fine main event, typical main event type booking. It felt like, yeah, I really wish Heyman was involved less in kayfabe. Why the hell didn't Mike Chioda just throw him out?
Yeah, that's a fair question because he knew multiple times he like. Actually, yeah, because the ref looked at him like at least 3 or 4 times, directly getting himself involved. So why didn't he just throw him out?
Yeah, yeah, no, it was a fine match. And that is the end of SummerSlam 2002. But there's one thing that was not aired, and I didn't check, but I very, very much doubt there's any footage of it on YouTube from the crowd. Obviously, WWE would have the footage, but they're never going to release it because why would they?
Yeah.
Apparently, according to the Wikipedia article for SummerSlam 2002, The Rock went to give a farewell speech after the match, but he got booed out of the building.
Damn.
And he was not able to finish the speech, and he just walked out pissed.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If I was somebody in his ear, I would have been like, Rock, might be good to just get out of here.
Yeah.
This is not the crowd to give a farewell speech to right now.
Right. If it's not obvious, this is the end of The Rock for quite a while. He does not come back until early 2003.
Yeah, because they've got to build up to the title match with another returning person eventually.
Title match?
Yeah.
Huh?
Doesn't he face Stone Cold at WrestleMania?
Not for a title.
Wasn't for the title, really?
No, that
I
what?
thought it was for the title. What the?
No,
okay.
that's Triple H and Booker having the racist storyline.
Oh,
And
fuck,
Brock
okay.
breaking his neck against Kurt.
Never mind. Fuck me.
All right. Well, so now that the show's over, I got some questions for you guys.
Okay.
And this one's a little difficult because there's not a lot of segments on the show, but out of all the segments, what was your favorite? Maybe, you know what, hell, I'll throw in a video package. It counts as a segment as well.
I guess I'd have to go with the Shawn Michaels and Triple H video package then.
Yeah, same. If we can count video packages, that wins by a mile.
Yeah. Video package wise, definitely Shawn Michaels versus Triple H, tremendous video package. The song worked perfectly for it, the theme song to SummerSlam. If I'm not going to count video packages, you know Jamie Noble and Nydia got the softest spot in my fucking heart. Yeah. Okay, if you're just gonna shame this woman for, okay, it's not her fault that she lives in the hot trailer park. Okay, she's got to wear the Daisy Duke. She got to wear the flannel to stay comfortable.
Yep, I'm sure she does. Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure she does, Dean.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
If I can't do video packages though, then nothing. There was no segment.
That's fair. What would you guys say was the worst match of SummerSlam?
Tag title match.
Yeah, tag title match.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement on that one.
The thing is, I don't even want to say that's the worst match, but it was.
Yeah.
Like with the 4 guys involved, that was not the match I was expecting to be the worst. I honestly, I was expecting the worst match to either be Jericho and Ric Flair or Test and Undertaker.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think the tag match takes it.
Yeah, the tag match still takes it. It was not good. Like, there were things that I could say the Test and Taker match where I'm like, oh, I thought Test did a couple things good. The tag match was just a big bleh.
Yeah. Now, okay, there's 2 ways I could do this. I'm gonna ask for best match.
Okay.
And go ahead and just throw what was your favorite match on here, Dean.
Okay, so
No, hold on. Don't throw any stipulation on yourself. What do you think was just the best match?
See, that's the problem. I have 2 qualifiers for this.
Right? That's what I'm thinking. Because listen, we could say what was your favorite match, and I think we'd all agree it was Triple H versus Shawn Michaels, right?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we all agree that was the best match. What's the best match not counting that? Because that match stole the fucking show.
Yeah, I would say Kurt Angle and Rey Mysterio.
Damon?
I'm having a really tough time deciding between that and the IC title match.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I think I got my mind made up, but go for it.
I think I'm going to have to give it to Kurt and Ray just by a hair.
I'm starting to realize that we all kind of have the same interests here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
except for someone doesn't like Nydia.
I
Weirdly
like
enough.
I like Jamie Noble.
Come on, get it, girl. So yeah, that is SummerSlam 2002. That's the show. I think we can all agree that all in all, pretty good show.
Yeah, there were some low points, but they did not detract from what otherwise were very solid matches.
Right. I mean, even the tag match itself was solid, just was the most boring.
Yeah, and I don't think I hate to say this again, but I think like the crowd didn't help because the crowd just did not care that much. It seemed like during a lot of points in that match.
Yeah. So that is the end of this episode of Ruthless Recap, episode 7, SummerSlam 2002. We'll be back next week with the Raw immediately after SummerSlam and that following SmackDown. Follow us on Instagram at Ruthless Recap. Subscribe on YouTube, Ruthless Recap. Follow us on Spotify. Get a listen on Spotify. And I'm your host, Trent. And for Dean.
Farewell. See you next week.
And Damon.
Have a good one, everybody.
We will catch you next time.